Oh. Anyway, with I got that in right before.
Chicka wah wah.
Yeah, that was cool. All right, so here we go. It is April 17th. I hope everybody enjoyed their Pain Monster Day 2 days ago. I always post that on Facebook and Twitter and see if how many people catch it because it's a really old Futurama reference. And did you guys see that? Do you remember that Futurama episode?
I never watched Futurama.
So the old Futurama episode, the president of Earth, Richard Nixon, in the Richard Nixon's head in a jar, he says, he's like, just a reminder that April 15th to pay your taxes. And remember, if you don't want to pay your taxes, you can instead choose to spend the day with the pain monster. And they show this monster like all covered in spikes and like fangs and stuff, and he's big and huge, and he's just got this super friendly voice. And he goes, "See you April 15, everyone."
Nice.
So yeah, happy Pain Monster Day.
Happy Pain Monster.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I was just telling these two gents that I'm leaving town tomorrow morning. Me and the family are gonna because Minnesota we get Thursday and Friday off to like basically for this if they want to do like an Easter get out of town type thing. So
Cool.
yeah, not really doing anything. We're not doing anything really Easter related because we're actually coming back on Saturday. So Sunday we'll have the Easter egg hunt and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. We'll go to Minneapolis, St. Paul area, take in the Children's Science Museum, go to a water park, indoor, obviously. I think we're gonna go and do the. I'll hit up the IKEA, which is good because I think I'm gonna buy. I was looking at some, enjoy your Swedish made piece of crap. I think I'm gonna I don't think I'm gonna buy some Calic shelves. I was almost gonna say, okay, I'm gonna get some Calic shelves. I might get some that I'd hang on the wall, but I might not do it. But I am probably gonna pick up a desk because as I've said many times over, my big giant gaming table / game room / painting studio / work office area is actually around the 75-80% done now, and I literally just need to, because right now a bunch of my stuff is just on a big giant folding table that's been down there for 6-7 years, and I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna get rid of it, and I'm gonna actually pick up a big giant corner desk type thing at IKEA, I believe, and I'm gonna put that together, and it's gonna be both my work desk and my painting desk and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to actually turn the corner on that, and then see, right now I'm technically in my wife's office. This is my old gaming room.
Well, it looks way too clean and neat to be your office, so we figured.
Yeah. So, that's my treadmill that I walk on every day. So, I mean, and watch episodes of Star Trek on. That's my thing. Okay, I'm going to start up an episode of Star Trek, and I'm going to walk the entire time. But no, this is my wife's office, which like I said, is my old game room where I used to do all my videos. I used to sit this way and talk that way, and then hey, this is anyway. But no, then when basically my gracious wife allowed me to take everything out of here and move it into the downstairs family room and just kind of take that over as my workspace. So there you go. That's where I'm at now. Anyway, what's new with you guys?
Nada.
Nothing.
Nope. Hoping to get some gaming in next week. This week's pretty much shot. I got too much stuff going on, but
have you gotten shipping notification or your Batman pledge yet?
We were talking about that off air. I'm actually hopeful.
You just hit the grievance button.
Yep. You hit the grievance button.
Well, I mean, technically, I'm not a technical backer, but like I said, they're sending me one. So
yeah, I've got zero.
Well, no, well, seriously, I'll let you do your real grievance because I really can't have a grievance to this, right?
Because you're getting a freebie.
I'm getting a freebie, but I mean, the fact that I've kind of emailed my point of contact a couple times, and I have no doubt in my mind that they aren't good. They've been very good to me, and they've never failed me in any way, shape, or form. But it's one of those things where you send the email out and hey, just check in. When should I expect this? That sort of thing. and then like I'm kind of waiting for the response from them. And then, like, when you don't get a response, you're just kind of like, you know, it's like, okay, they could be, I'm sure they're A, super busy, B, maybe they're on vacation, C, who knows, you know, so you just kind of have to, like, you know, let it go type of thing and just relax and just let it happen. So, yeah, but it's still, it's one of those things that's just minorly annoying. You know, you're just kind of like, you know, just like,
from someone who comes from a company that has done plenty of fulfillment, and I certainly know all the hiccups and stuff, I think the biggest problem that I have with this fulfillment is what Monolith is saying and what Ship Naked isn't. Now, I'll preface this by saying I contacted Ship Naked, and even though they had no information for me because they're in the middle of the process, the customer service lady was super nice and very professional. And said, you know, we can't give you tracking yet. We're in the middle of fulfillment. We don't have, I can't look you up. You're not in the queue yet, which means they're batching it out. But what bothers me is that there's no rhyme or reason to the batch. Like everyone, I'm chatting with a bunch of people on the comments page, and I'm chatting with my friends across the country, and between, you know, alphabetical, regional, pledge number. I mean, there's just zero, like I've got friends in California that already got it. I got friends in New York that have got it, Wisconsin, Texas. Even Richard lives a mile from me, got it last week. And they're not saying how many they're doing per day, and they're not saying where they are in fulfillment. There's no communication from the company as to this is going to take X. Monolith stated on the Kickstarter update, they said everything will be shipped out by April for all of the all-in pledges in the US. But they say that, but yet we're already at the 17th, and there's hundreds of people saying they've not heard anything, got no tracking, got no nothing. Some of these people are getting tracking a week before their package ships. Some of these people are getting their tracking and the package is showing up the next day. There's just no information that makes anybody feel good about anything. So everyone's like, well, you know, Monolith's saying this, Ship Naked's not saying anything. They're saying everyone's going to get it, but I'm seeing unboxing videos from people that are like, I late backed that, and here's I got it yesterday. And I'm just like, freaking late backers are getting their shit before they're all in upfront pledge people are getting it. It's frustrating because 19,000 pledges is a lot of pledges. And out of that, probably 10 or 12,000 are probably in the US. And we don't know how many we ship. For all we know, Ship Naked's shipping out 200-300 a day. And it could take 2 months for this thing to get done, but they're not saying it. And they originally said all-in backers were going to get their stuff first, and then they were going to go to the rest. And there's people posting that they got their stuff and all they bought was the core box with no add-ons. It's like everything they've said has been contradicted by other people who've confirmed their stuff, you know, or have posted videos that have gotten it. And it's like, it's freaking frustrating.
It is. It's frustrating, and you never want to be. You feel like you're on the outside looking in, you know, and like, you know, and it's one of those things where. And I will add to this is the fact that, like, me personally, like, since, you know, also I work for a company, and we've definitely had our share of fulfillment issues and late deliveries of games, and it's just, we don't shy away from the fact that that's happened. So I definitely, like, understand when people are like, oh, well, you know, it's just like, you know, this is really annoying. And I was like, yep, it is really annoying. Why? Because I've been on the other side of it. And so I also feel like I can't really complain. It's one of those things where, okay, you know, fine. You know, it's like, and I don't know, I guess Pete, I guess where you come from on that, because it's like, you aren't, like, there's a lot of things that, like, I can't control, you know, when it comes to Tasty Minstrel Games and how we fulfill our things, you know, and, like, there's a lot of things that are out of my control. But I also do understand when people are frustrated, when people are angry, and they're just like, because, I mean, when people, like, don't understand everything that goes into the production of a game, and everything that goes into talking to a manufacturer and so on and so forth, it's like there is for lack of a better term, and I don't use this in a negative connotation, like, the ignorance of what is in there. And that isn't like, oh, you're dumb, you don't know what you're talking about. It's just that you don't know. I mean, like, you are not knowledgeable. I guess that'd be a better thing to say. The not knowledgeable information or whatever is that you are sitting and it seems really simple. It's like, well, yeah, just print it. They're like, oh, just print it. And it's like, oh no, it isn't that simple. You don't
And it's
just
not
print
even that. It's all about fulfillment. Monolith actually did an amazing job of updating the progress, and the fact that they're shipping the month that they predicted they'd be done with a game of this magnitude is honestly extremely impressive. I guess my issue is with fulfillment. And it was funny because people were talking on the comments, and there was a post that said, it would have been nice if Ship Naked had just emailed the entire backer list for the US and just said, hey guys, we're starting fulfillment. We're going to be fulfilling from this date to this date. If you don't have tracking by this date, please email here and we'll make sure to look into your pledge. If you have any damages, please email here. Just a very simple direct from Ship Naked so that you could get that email saying they've got my email, which means they've got my pledge. I know it's coming. And if I don't get it by this date, I know something's wrong. But instead, they're like, you're going to get it in April. And all the packages are going to get in April. They're going to go by all-ins, then regular pledges, and then after that, everyone else's. And it's not lined up with that. So now it's like, well, was the April stuff bullshit too? Like, am I getting it this week, next week, or am I getting it next month? And it's just the transparency wasn't quite there. And all it would have taken is a simple email. And it's amazing how many issues, and we do the same thing. We screw up too. I'm not saying this is all their fault. There's so many issues that could be solved by a simple email communication saying, this is what we're doing. This is how long it's going to take. And this is, if you don't hear anything by this date, please contact us and we'll look into it. Cause at that point we should be done with fulfillment and there's an issue. Simple email. And once that post was on the comments, a bunch of people were like, God, yeah, that would have been great. Even one of the Monolith guys said, has that been forwarded to Ship Naked? Maybe can I send that to them to maybe see if they'll put out something like that? It's like, do it. It's sometimes the simplest of things or the hardest problems can be solved with the simplest of communication. And it seems to get overlooked a lot.
Well, okay. And so, for example, our warehouse or whatever, or the place that because like people are always thinking, like people talk about, like, I mean, I can't speak for Kluing or not, but I mean, for like Case Industrial Games, it's like we have a warehouse where our stuff sits. Now people are thinking, oh, we own a warehouse. No, we don't own a warehouse. We don't own the land. We don't have a warehouse somewhere. We have our warehouse with another company, and
it's a storage locker.
Yeah. And then that particular warehouse belongs to a company that does fulfillment, and we've used them for fulfillment many times. However, when the sheer number of copies and the weight of Downfall for one, and the sheer number of copies of Gentis for another, when we went around checking out other Amazon other fulfillment, like it was one of those things where it's like we ended up saving like on those two fulfillments with Downfall. I mean, it was well into 5 figures of cash, and that's just, I mean, if it was something where it's like, yeah, you could save like $2,000, you'd be like, you know what, just screw it, just it's worth it just not to have them move. But but Amazon fulfillment said, hey, we can handle this, bring it to us, we'll take care of it. But I mean, so that unfortunately, yes, it does add a few days because you have to have it picked up a warehouse and brought and dropped off. But it is also one of those things too, where it's like, and we try to be transparent about that, and we've explained that, we don't go into actual figures, but we say it's a substantial savings for us. And it's just like, and anybody that, yes, and I understand there's a lot of people, it's like, I don't give a shit. I don't care if you spend all the money in the world. I want my goddamn game. I've waited forever for it. And I guess I understand that mentality, and I definitely do get where people would come from there. But it's also, it's like, well, wouldn't you want us to stay in business? I mean, wouldn't you want us to not waste our money and continue like producing things?
And that's another thing.
I don't have my Gentis yet.
That's another thing that really boggles me, how they're doing this fulfillment, because they've stated that everyone that backed Batman is going to get their copies, but if you backed multiple copies, they're going to ship them separately. Now, there's 2 reasons they're doing this. And one of them is really a good gesture, which I'm actually kind of glad about. But then financially, it's a nightmare. And I'm not sure if I personally think they should have done that. But they're saying is, if, say, I backed 3 pledges of Batman, they're going to ship me 1 pledge of Batman first. And then once all the pledges are shipped, I'll get my other 2. And they're doing that. So anyone who backed more than 1 all-in pledge, whatever they backed over 1 all-in pledge will be shipped separately to make sure they can get everyone's base pledge out first, which I admire. They're trying to get as many people happy as possible. But like, for instance, I ordered a base pledge all in and one extra set of dice. So I'm going to get my base pledge. They're going to separate ship me a pack of dice because only shipping out base pledges. So it's like you're spending so much extra money in shipping. I don't see how that's feasibly. I mean, it's not smart business sense because you're going to double your shipping costs on most of these people. A lot of these people pledged over a pledge. You know, a lot of people said they bought extra cores either for friends that piggybacked or whatnot. So they're going to be double shipping so much stuff that people didn't pay for that it's going to come right off their top line. It just boggles my mind that they would do that when they've got everything here, with the exception of, I think they said there's 2,000 more on a boat that's coming a couple weeks after the rest of the stuff gets here. So it's like, and then at the rate that they're shipping now, they're probably still going to be fulfilling when that other boat gets here. So they could have just shipped complete pledges out the door and it probably wouldn't have even mattered. So it's a little bit odd, some of the things, but then again, Monolith is not a US company, and there could be an issue in translation. There could be an issue with their fulfillment company and the fact that they're on different time zones and things maybe aren't jiving. It just seems really weird how this whole thing's going down. And I'm not saying that Ship Naked's doing a bad job. I'm not saying Monolith's doing a bad job, but the two together, this fulfillment's been very unsatisfying for a lot of people. And I think it could be what Ship Naked was instructed to do for Monolith, or vice versa, or miscommunication between the two. But it's been a very odd fulfillment. And I see a lot of things that are just like, whoa, I can't believe that's happening, or whoa, I can't believe this is happening. I'll be happy when this is over. And it's really making me dread going through season 2 because the game looks great and I want to back season 2, but I'm not looking forward.
I'll say this, this is what I think. And I think the weird fulfillment stuff and everything like that, and this is just me, shooting spitballs here. But I think it's part of why it's happening is because of the fact that one of the many things that's going on in just the board game hobby as a publisher right now, because of the fact that people are just feeling it, because it's such a different place than it was like 3 years ago, even, and it's like very like everybody's looking to I'm not cut corners, so to speak, but they are looking to maximize profits and do as much as they possibly can to, kind of, just basically, get a better bottom line on most of what, like 2-3 years ago, it was a little more, slipsy daisy kind of thing. Like I had a conversation with, I'm not going to name drop, but I mean, I had a conversation with another publisher a few days ago, and we were just talking about games and stuff that's been created and this, that, and the other thing. And they spoke very, very straightforward about the fact that they were like, oh yeah, when it comes to handling for their pledge managers for their Kickstarters, they just sit there and they play all of the pledge manager companies off of each other, and just basically like, before it was like, what, we've used BackerKit forever, let's just keep using them. Now he was like, yeah, I contact BackerKit and I said, okay, well, here's it's like I'm gonna have this. He doesn't pick one until it's done, and then it's like, oh well, we had X number of thousand people back it, and it's like, so what's your bottom line, what can you give me? And then he gets their quote, and then they go to another one, and he'll like then go to Crawdox and say, well, they gave me this figure, what can you do for me? And then he takes that and goes to GameFound and says, what can you do for me? And then he goes back to BackerKit and said, well, this is what the other two people will do, what are you going to do? Are you it's like, what can you, this is what I'm looking for. And like, yeah, so it's like, it's becoming more of a kind of straightforward business than it's like than really more of like the down homey folksy thing that it used to be. It's like everybody's here, everybody's clapping for each other, and everybody wants everybody to do awesome. Now it's more of a, yeah, I mean, it's great if you do awesome, but I'd rather do more awesome than you. Yeah,
it doesn't bother me. I like to see other companies succeed because I think it's healthy for the industry. I guess it's just, I guess it's more frustrating now being on the other side of the coin, knowing how things could or should go. And when you see something that's not maybe going as well as it should, you have no control over it. It makes it a lot harder than when you're behind the scenes and actually can influence things to make it go better.
Oh, I
So,
agree. There's something to that where it's like, it's like, why would you make that decision? And you're
yeah,
just
I'm
like,
much more critical now than I ever was 5-6 years ago.
when you're just like, that doesn't, why would you do that? Just
Mhm.
like, and it doesn't make any sense. You're just kind of like,
So that's basically my grievance. I'm pretty disappointed with the fulfillment of Batman. So it was my game of the year that I was looking the most forward to. And it looks like as per the norm, I'll be the last one in the freaking country to get it. so
ha.
so whatever. It is what it is. I got Journey into Middle Earth today, so that's a positive. That came in the mail from FFG. So I'll be cracking
Oh, is that
open
out
this
now?
weekend. Comes out tomorrow. But
Wow,
I pre-ordered it from their website because if you pre-ordered it from their website, you got these neoprene player mats that were only made for the pre-orders from their website. So basically, it sorts out all your stuff. So it's just like a player board, but they're only available from FFG's website. There was only they did it for like a week and then they shut it down because they ran out of them. It was literally only like 15.
Oh, well, thanks for letting me know. Maybe I would have wanted that, but
Hey, they
fine.
blasted it all over Facebook. You couldn't miss it if you're subscribed to any of their
I
stuff.
don't look at social media. You know that.
So yeah,
Like,
they're just little mouse pads. They're basically like mouse pads. They're probably like half the size of a.
well, you must have had to pay MSRP for it then, right?
Yeah, they offered free shipping, so I got free shipping because there was a deal where if you pre-ordered, you got free shipping. But yeah, I paid MSRP, so I'm gonna pay $20 more than probably you'll pay for the game. But I got
You
those cool
fool.
mouse pads to show for it, and I also was able to pre-order the big game mat, the big map of Middle Earth that they had early, so it's already on the way. It's not coming out till like the end of this week or next week, but I'm getting it like by Friday. So, and it's just a giant 3x3 map of Middle Earth that you can set down and to put the tiles and stuff on, so you can kind of have that aesthetic in the background. So yeah, I paid full SRP for that stuff, but I wanted to get the game early, and I knew I'd get it a couple days early if I got it through them. And since it was coming close to my birthday and my annual game day that I throw, I wanted to make sure I had it on time. And I wanted the extra little mouse pad things, which you can go make them at like inkedplaymats.com for like $20. So you probably would have been smart to just wait till someone else got them because the files will probably be on BGG and you'll be able to make your own. It's just a simple layout for the cards. It's nothing fancy, but it's nice.
Yeah, it's one of those. That's another one where I'm like, I guess it looks kind of cool, but I'm also just kind of like, when am I ever really gonna play it?
Do you like Mansions of Madness?
It was fun for a while.
Well, that's
I
basically
guess.
what it is from what I've heard. From the reviews I've seen and the people I know who've already played it, that either at shows or actually Marty got a copy, early review copy, and he's already reviewed it. It is basically Lord of the Rings Mansions of Madness. The app's done real well. There seems to be a little bit more replayability in some of the scenarios, so you're not getting the same result. But basically, it's if you like Mansions of Madness and you're looking for a different theme, this is it. This is basically it. So if you're a fan of Mansions of Madness, or at least like the system, and you like Lord of the Rings, this will be a hit. If you don't like either one of those two, then stay away.
Yeah.
And Outer Rim's coming out soon. That's another one I'm actually looking forward to. They're actually selling it at Star Wars Celebration, but it was limited copies. But if they're selling it at Celebration, that means it's probably coming out either in the next couple weeks or maybe on May the 4th, since that's Star Wars Friday. So I'm sure it'll be out soon, and I'm looking forward to that one. But Batman's the game I've been looking forward to all year. That's like the game I've been waiting to play. So,
And Outer Rim is the standalone game, right?
yes, it's basically like Firefly with Star Wars, but it streamlined so it's not as long. So basically, it's like a 2.5 hour game, but it uses a lot of the Firefly game mechanisms. But I actually saw a couple of videos. There's a couple of videos that are on YouTube that early videos of gameplay and explanation. But yeah, this one looks pretty cool. I like the single box Star Wars games. It's too much to collect all these campaign games now. Like Imperial Assault, I'm pretty much done with at this point. I just can't I don't have the space for it. So I'm really digging that they're coming out with more single box games that are just, all in one, all inclusive, not 100 expansions for it. So.
Well, yeah. How do you have time? for all that stuff. I mean,
I don't. I honestly probably won't. I'll be lucky to play Journey into Middle Earth in the next week. I'm gonna crack it. It's luckily this one's got single player, so I can play since it's a companion run game. The app runs everything. I can play the game by myself. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I've got games from months ago that I still haven't opened yet. So yeah, try to find time when I can. And as soon as I get past August and I'm done after Gen Con, I only have one small trip and then I'm done for the year. So I do most of my gaming in the back half of the year. I squeeze it in when I can from now through September. But after the Alliance show in September, I don't travel again until February or March. So I get a good solid 5 to 6 months where I'm not going anywhere. And then I don't feel bad going to the game store a couple nights a week since I'm not gone from the house. So I just have to get to then. I bankroll and try to weed through and learn the games during this time of the year when I'm too busy to play them. And then the back half of the year, I'm playing games at least 2 nights a week.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. I'm just trying to think of games I played recently. I played Carnival Zombie, the second.
You did a video for that too,
edition.
didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
He did do a video.
Yeah, another one of my giant hour-long video things. But I mean, yeah, I own the first version, and they asked me after the campaign started if I was able to do something and actually kind of go into the gameplay portion, so they'd have it. That's just a fun game. I mean, it's cool. People always say, "Oh, it's a zombie game," but I mean, that's a zombie game that just kind of defies the zombie aspect of it. It's one of those
very different from like Zombicide, for instance, or anything like that.
Is the project still live?
I don't know if it's live, but I mean, they're going to do a pledge manager, so you can always get into it later. I could Google it, I suppose, if I was bored.
Oh, I could Google it if I bothered to care that much.
I'm very, very picky. I'm going through now because I'm trying to clean the place up because we're gonna have Easter dinner over here, so I'm gonna have a bunch of the family over, and I'm looking at my shelves and I'm looking at games on my table, and I'm like, I've got to do another purge. I just did a purge like 6 months ago, and I already filled up all that space that I made, and I've got to do another purge now because I've got Batman coming soon. I've got Street Fighter coming soon. U-Boot's supposed to be here. U-Boot's supposed to hit the port in like 4 days, which means we're probably 2 or 3 weeks away, but it's going to be here in mid-May some point. I've got Rambo coming in another month or two. There's so many big games coming. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to get to the point now where I'm just going to tell myself, you get 10 games a year, but make them count. And I'm tired of chasing. I'm tired of chasing and having to constantly get rid of games and just looking at $50 games I'm selling for 10 or 15 bucks just to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I think I've hit my max capacity now. I'm just like, I gotta figure out a better method for selecting games, and I gotta quit just jumping on the hype train and grabbing everything that's new.
Well, if you want a really, really tough co-op, like a brutal co-op, then Carnival Zombie. If you can get, it's got a crazy theme, right? It's got because the whole idea is that it, you're trying there. Like the players will determine how they want to try to beat the game because there's several different ways you can beat the game, or you can play one of the scenarios. And so basically, you're a roving carnival troupe that are crazy and in their own right, that have that basically are like you travel from street to street in Venice trying to collect resources and do gather up what you can do, and then you try to end up in a spot in Venice where night falls. That's when the zombies come out and try to kill you, and then you basically transport into a battle map type of thing, like a tower defense kind of situation, where it isn't so much that you're trying to kill all the zombies because there's no way you can. It's just you're trying to make sure that you stay alive all throughout the night, and then you escape off the side. And the cool thing about it is when you escape off of the battle map, you actually have to pick the direction you want to escape. And then when you go back to the other map, that direction you chose has to be the first direction you take in Venice. So like you have it's very strategic. You have to kind of plot like, okay, we got to make sure that like the north quadrant of our battle map is clear so we can get out of here and then continue on trying to like say you're trying to like meet the airship and then climb aboard the airship to escape the maps before Venice, is eaten by the giant undead zombie Leviathan. Anyway, yeah, cool game. Go check it out. There's tons of videos for it. Plus, there's some like Kickstarter deluxeified version of it that you can back to get and get all the awesome stuffs that they've added into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And for those of you in the chat that are asking about Game of Thrones, we're not going to talk about it on this show tonight, but we're planning a Saturday boom to focus completely on the first episode. So that's why you're not
about
hearing
that
it.
hour-long season 8 trailer that they showed.
Hey,
Sunday night.
that's enough. That's enough out of you.
Save it for Saturday. Save it for Saturday. But yeah, we're going to talk about it Saturday. So that's why we're not talking about it now, because they were very surprised you haven't mentioned it yet. So we'll get all into that Saturday to make sure everyone's had a chance to see it so that we don't spoil too much for anybody who's maybe DVR'd it and hasn't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, or just like I know, and if you're one of those people that is like, I'm not going to watch any of them until it's I can watch all of them at once, then
Or
you
buy
know
them
what?
on DVD or something.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Don't
then
watch
just
Saturday then.
Don't. Yeah, and I think that's a good way to run it too, because then like you can just say, oh, don't tune in,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to worry about it.
And you can even put it in the title. If spoiler filled Game of Thrones season 1 recap, don't watch if you don't want to see it, and it's not part of this where you get surprised and all of a sudden we're talking about it. So we're gonna save it. And I think you like this format, right, Lance? About maybe picking big movies or specific like Game of Thrones and doing a separate boom about it, so we don't.
Yeah,
it kind of went well, I think.
I thought
week.
well, and of course, we somehow moved the Rock and Marty showed up. So
I know, right?
It was crazy.
Well, Friday night they let him out of the home a little bit.
Well, he doesn't have to go to work the next morning, and I guess that's a big thing for him because he gets up super early. So,
yeah, that's true. No, so I mean that's cool though. I mean it was but anyway, yeah, and we will like Marty actually suggested we could even do it for like video games that just came out and we're playing and stuff like that.
Totally good with all of that.
Yeah, strangely, I mean not to talk too much video game stuff, but I'm really excited about Risk of Rain 2. I don't know if any of you ever played Risk of Rain, but Risk of Rain was a roguelike Metroid game. Where basically like you had to progress through a level, and then like as you got through the level, and it was multiplayer if you wanted, you could play solo too. But as you progress through the level, like the longer you stayed in the level, the more difficult the level got, the enemies got, and then like you would get to the end and there was a boss, and then you'd escape and go to the next level type of thing. And it's just and you to win you had to get through 10 levels if I remember correctly. You'd win, but like you also needed to like stay on levels to get equipment and like level up basically, so you'd be able to withstand the next level type of situation. But how long do you stay, and you risk it's the risk of rain, but Risk of Rain 2 is going to be a third person shooter version of that, and it's in beta right now. But I don't like buying the beta games off Steam. I usually like waiting until they actually come out, and then I'll buy them at that point. But anyway, there you go. That's what I thought. So if you're a roguelike fan, I would strongly suggest playing Risk of Rain or a Metroid like type game. If you're a 2D Metroid side scroller type game, if you like that stuff, good stuff.
Sweet.
Oh, and then let me think. I'm trying to think of other games I've played recently. I don't know. Have either of you played any board games recently? Just you might as well ask.
I got Wreck Raiders, haven't played it yet. Got the Journey of Middle Earth, haven't played it yet. The last couple of weeks have been pretty rocky for me, so I haven't played any board games actually.
I tested my Wreck Raiders and I played Underwater Cities.
I still haven't got Underwater Cities. I need to get
Greenville
that.
Greenville 1989, which I talked about last week.
I got that in the mail. Haven't played it yet.
I haven't played any board games in the past week. I played a lot of the Division 2 and the Division, but that's about it.
Oh, well, here's something that's like, well, I don't know, not really random, but here's something that, next week, it'll be like a week from tomorrow, my guy that works at the game store slash used record store, he's coming over to my house during the day, and we're gonna like all the hand picked stereo equipment that I picked out. He's bringing it over, and he's gonna set that stuff up. So I'm gonna have my like big hi-fi stereo system set up, which I haven't had one in like forever. I mean, I always like when I was younger and like I bought a stereo, I would just go to like whatever. I go to like like a Best Buy and pick up, like the generic, like pay him $120. You got this little box of components.
Got his Emerson. Got your Emerson.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it worked, right? But I mean, when I was young, my dad like when he had after my parents got divorced, my dad didn't really have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but he really enjoyed his albums, and so he would like he was a teacher, and so during the summer he would work as a carpenter and as a contractor. Him and a couple other teachers, they kind of just formed a little tiny company, and they would just contract out building sheds for people, or just putting the fixing people's roofs and stuff like that. And so he, even though he was getting paid, because like my dad always said, the three best things about teaching are June, July, and August. So he could double down on his income, and make money on top of the money that like he was getting anyway. And so he would take that extra money and he would sink it into a stereo system. So my dad always had a really nice record player, really nice speakers, really nice, receiver, and then like I got some of his hand-me-down equipment from time to time, and but I haven't had a good system because I didn't treat them well, or I sold them for like way less money than they're worth. And but I'm finally going to have like a decent stereo system. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be able to like listen to records again and stuff like that. And so I'm kind of like digging back into like the vinyl hobby, and I'm slowly but surely like just kind of researching it. Man, I mean, it's just like anything else. It's just like the moment that you dive into something new, like you're just inundated with the information. It's really tough to like parse it and like and figure it out. But man, it's been fun digging back into like hardware and music and like how the how vinyl kind of vanished for a while, but now it's on this weird kind of surge again. Like it is that niche within the niche within the niche, that
freaking Target's got vinyl again.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat that it's like it's kind of coming back, But anyway, so yeah, I'm excited about that. And then I was like, oh, it's like, what if? But then I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Like I could, it's like, because then theoretically I'll be in that'll be where I'll do the Alaboom and stuff like that. And I could have music playing in the background. I was like, well, no, because I get in trouble because it'd be like actual music and be
copyright shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there a site you can go to that's all copyright free? I mean, it won't be great music, but it's better than nothing if you want background music.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm not super worried about it. It's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know. I'm excited to get back into that part of my world too. I'm excited to be able to like really play loud music when nobody else is home again too. Like I used to back in the day. But of course, but the thing is that like my guy, he was just like, okay, so like what kind of a system do you want? You want me to be on the lookout for like some classic, like old, like 70s type stuff that will kind of be like the like quality equipment, but it isn't going to have all the bells and whistles. And I kind of wanted to go like old school a little bit, so it's like my receiver is going to be is this super nice and awesome old school receiver, but like there's no remote control for it or anything. Like it's all gonna have to be manual of like turning it up
God
and turning
forbid you
it
have
down.
to use your fingers to turn
Yeah,
it on.
get up, walk all the way to the other side of the room and
Oh my
adjust the
God.
volume. I know what kind of
What kind of heathen are you, man?
Yeah, what
Are
kind
you
of
Amish? Freaking
I
Mennonite?
I knew. I mean, I've never known any Mennonites, but they're fairly common up here. But I've known a few Amish people, and I mean, and I don't know about other Amish people, but I mean, like the couple of Amish people that I knew, like, and I was in their home. Yeah, they had all kinds of electronics. He had a widescreen TV. He watched football. And I was just like, and he kind of explained, he's like, yeah, I mean, it's just like there's an understanding, the Amish people are like, they're not, it isn't like it used to be. It was just kind of like he still had the Abe Lincoln beard and the whole thing, but I mean, it was very much, like they're not like keeping themselves sequestered in the 1880s or anything like that.
Now, I knew Amish folks when I was a kid, and they lived no electricity, no running water in the house. They had a well pump outside, an outhouse, and you wanted to do your business. And they were farmers, and you wanted to do your business, you went outside to do it. Some of the nicest people I've ever known in my life, too. So they were good people. But
it'd be worth it.
And they didn't have electricity, but they would go somewhere else and watch TV. They just didn't own one.
Indeed.
Yes. Yes. What is this? Let me just check here real quick something. I can't believe. I mean, we should say to everyone, loyal listeners or whatever, Barry, our beloved, not French Barry, but American Barry.
Broken Berry.
Broken Berry. Yeah,
Broken Berry. It sounds like a cereal. Broken Berry Crunch.
Yeah, but Broken Berry, he had his surgery, and he's still alive, and he is
doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's on recovery now, and he said driving his wife crazy. That's what he's doing. So,
and I'm pretty sure he didn't say it, but he said "F yous, guys."
Yeah, I think he did.
Whether he said it or not. So.
Yeah, I think he did. It's in the Facebook group, so I think he did say that.
Did he actually say it, or am I making it up?
Yeah, hold on.
I gotta go look.
He said, "Hey fuckers, I'm alive. Had surgery. It went well. Just recuperating. That's all."
Very cool. Well, good. I'm glad that he still has his sense of humor, as they say.
He said if the hotel Wi-Fi didn't suck, he would have actually hopped in chat, not come on the show, but hopped in chat to chat. But he said the Wi-Fi was horrible, so he probably wouldn't be able to pop in.
Trying to remember now. What did looking at something here.
Do we want to go over Kickstarter Hall of Shame?
Well, we can in just a second here. I'm just
going to be banging on TMG.
So here's the thing.
TMG. I don't want to bang on.
So shut up. So April 26th. I don't know if you've seen this. I very rarely get kind of excited or anything about games, like because they just don't. It's not in my.
Oh, I know. I think I know what you're talking about. You talking about video game or board game?
Board game.
Okay, never mind.
So, never mind. You know what video game are you thinking about? Tell me.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch is coming out, I think, at the end of this month, unless I'm mistaken on the date. So I thought maybe you were talking about that, because I'm actually excited about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I've loved the first two games. And I saw an advertisement for it, and I wasn't sure if it was the 26th of this month or next month. But I thought when you said April 26th, it clicked. So I'm thinking that may be the date. What board game are you talking about?
Well, okay, so maybe somebody can explain this to me. So there's a game coming out on. It says like the game Black Rose Wars. Does anybody know anything about this?
Someone, Chad Roberts, was talking about it in Discord. Something about he got to play it and said it was amazeballs.
Well, okay, so here's my thing. Okay, so first of all, I'm not going to say I'm annoyed, but they contacted me to do videos for like their first 2 games, which was Nova Aetas and Sign Tempor, which were good games. This Ludus Magna Studio. So it says April 26th on Kickstarter. It's launching, right? If you go to their website, that's what it says. So I'm okay. So and if I'm wrong here, I'm hoping somebody can step in and say you're wrong. But if you go to the page, the Black Rose Wars, it says it's releasing in 2019. It says the Kickstarter is there, but like there's in the geek market, there's like a copy like sitting there. It's like $500 or whatever, and it's like
a prototype copy, something they sent to a reviewer and didn't get back.
This is what it says. It says brand new and sealed copy of the Black Rose Wars Magister Pledge, all in bundle. Shipping now bundle includes. Then lists off, and then to be shipped later when second wave package arrives, and it shows this thing. So, am I like, did it have a Kickstarter, and I just wasn't familiar?
Maybe this is a second, kind of like Gloomhaven second edition. Maybe they got enough demand and never went to retail, so they're doing a new Kickstarter for it. It has to be if he's got, unless that guy's just full of crap.
All right, so here I found the old Kickstarter. Late pledge available from January 7th to March 11th. So they had a thing where they got 1.3 million books. So maybe this is like an expansion that they're doing, or maybe it's like a new thing. I don't know. It looks like your standard. Here, look at all this exclusive stuff. Whatever. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, really? Because I like Wiz War. I think that's interesting. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this would be, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll never play this. I mean, this is another game that I would drop, $300 on to get like the all-in pledge, and then I would never get around to playing it, and then I would end up selling it for half of what I
That's
what I
kind of
spent
where
on.
I'm at now with everything. Honestly, it's like I go into the store and I picked up a game the other day, and I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna put it back because I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna take it home. I may crack the shrink and look at the rule book, and then in a month or two, I'm gonna have to get rid of it because I don't have room for other stuff. It's sad. It's almost sad, but I'm just.
Oh, so okay. So if you guys, so Rahdo said he will show up even though it is his birthday, but he won't be on for a little bit. He's like, he just got home, and like it sounds like he's having dinner with his lovely wife or something. So
he'll probably get on right when I'm leaving then, because I'm probably not staying on super late tonight.
Well, I actually have a special treat for him. We haven't played our games in a long time. I didn't do initials, but I did do I did a before and after list. Only 10 of them. I didn't make a bunch, but only 10, and they all have at least something a little bit to do with Star Trek, because he says he's such a Trek fan. So I got that. So that's something to be excited about.
It's perfect because I hate Star Trek, so that's perfect. I will hop off right before you do that, then, so I can get some sleep. Because
okay.
I mean, I don't say hate. I don't hate Star Trek. I just, growing up, I was not a fan of the TV show, and I liked the Wrath of Khan movie. That's probably the only Star Trek movie I've liked. The new ones were okay, but I was always a Star Wars kid. Star Trek to me was just cheap Star Wars.
Track.
Forrest, the stumbling back and forth isn't really walking, just so you know. It's like it isn't. You're not getting the same exercises you would with real steps.
It doesn't matter. It still bumps my step goal up every day. So if I got to cheat from day to day, I mean, in the long run, it's still for the best. I mean, my step goal now is up to 12,500. Tomorrow will be 12,510.
Why? I mean, you're just doing it for fun?
No, I mean, it's a good form of exercise right now. I'm maintaining my weight, and I've changed nothing about my diet. I eat just hot garbage all the time. So by the end of the year, if I keep it up and I'm up to 15, 20,000 steps, in theory, I should start losing weight.
You know what? I think you should just grow back that stash, and I think then you'd lose more weight from beating off the women. Trying to
something.
No shave November. I'll start it in September this year.
Well, look, everybody, it's Forrest.
Hey,
Run, Forrest,
Wearing a
run.
Batman shirt to taunt me.
I didn't kickstart it. You haven't got your package yet?
No.
It sucks. I've seen like eight Facebook posts.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's just nice, isn't it? It's just coming in, let you know. Oh yeah, well yeah.
Yep.
Some guy who didn't even order one got one. It was supposed to go to some guy
shit,
named.
right. Just
Some guy
by luck.
ordered.
Speaking of
Yeah.
somebody who got his Batman already,
Oh, look at this.
he posted on Facebook when he got his. Jerk.
I will say I'm still thankful, Pete. I just got done playing Terraforming Mars, and you rock. I love
know.
it so much.
I know.
But no,
We traded Keyforge for Terraforming Mars.
I gave him a nice Terraforming Mars with a full blown insert, and I was there an expansion with it? I can't remember if there was.
Yeah,
or
the
not.
board expansion.
Yeah.
my local game store, the big one, is clearancing out their Keyforge.
Really?
They can't
Surprised.
sell it.
It's still selling really well for most of the stores around here.
Yeah, I mean, there's still one store that does like Thursday night random pack tournament. So it's like basically, and it was like they started off the first night they had like 25 people that came and you had to buy a pack, and then the winner got like whatever it was, they got like 5 free packs of Keyforge. And that was how they determined. They just did single elimination tournament, so it was kind of quick. And now it's like they still do it, but it's like, yeah, they get like 8 people, 9 people. It's like so now they said they're reducing. I mean, it's weird. It might be going over like blazes everywhere else in the world, but for some reason in the Fargo Moorhead area, it is.
Well, let's face it. Does anything really have staying power anymore, other than say Magic? And even Magic.
This guy right here.
I think it's just a trend that even a hot game like Keyforge, who's getting ready to have an expansion, which may breathe a little bit of life back into it, I think it's just, I don't think you're going to see something like a Magic or an Eldritch Horror or any of these games that are going to have decade-long staying power. I think it's Cult of the New until the gluttony of games stops coming out every year, until the games get to a point where you can buy the top games of the year and not have to like get rid of half of your collection to fit it anymore. It is what it is.
Nobody ever says that about anything good.
Nope.
That's what my wife always says. So
I just had sex with like 6 women, but I mean, it is what it is.
No, even that's bad. I don't want to have to work that hard. Are you kidding me? I work hard enough to keep my wife happy. I don't want to have to deal with 6 women. Are you kidding me?
Not to be crude, but I mean, at that point, don't you just let them do all the work? I mean,
not if you do it right.
You're handling it wrong at that point.
Is there a good way to have sex with 6 people at one, in a row? Period. Men, women. I mean, 6 is fucking. You got to space that out.
Yeah, why would you want to? I mean, why would you want to like do that all in one evening? I mean, you definitely would want to like. Yeah, I mean, I'm with Forrest on this one. It's just
I
kind
got
of
all my sex done for the month this weekend. I'm good.
Yeah, just yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like it ain't. Yeah, I agree, 100%. But no. So Barry.
How's your Batman, jerk
How's
face?
your Batman, you big pile of French poo?
Good morning. How are you? How's Batman? Batman's good.
Is it actually fun? Like, what?
So you have to be careful because Barry's on the payroll, so you have to be a little careful.
Yeah, I'm not on the payroll.
Well, what's it? Is it similar to anything else? I know, wasn't it Conan?
It's Conan, yeah.
Ooh, that does sound fun.
It is fun. I think it's a fantastic system.
I hear the production's through the roof. I would tell you, but for sure, but I haven't got my copy yet.
Yeah, it still hasn't come yet. Yeah. Sorry,
Well, and then for that, like I was telling, and once again, this is not me like believing or assuming anything bad from the fine people that have never been nothing but kind to me. But like I never like they're going to send me a copy, but of course, I'm not in the backer kit. I'm not anything. They were just like, oh yeah, we'll make sure we get you one, and
You'll probably get yours at the end of fulfillment when they've got the extra copies left over, because they're all about getting all of the backer stuff done first. But it's going to be a while.
That doesn't help.
It's going to be a while. Based on what we've seen so far, it's going to be a while. I think they're over ambitious with getting everything done in April, because they're already 17 days in, and there are a lot of people that are saying they haven't heard anything yet. So
yeah, it depends on the distributor, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, you guys were using, was it
Meatball Logic.
Yeah, Meatball Logic, and yeah, there's different fulfillment in all the different regions. I think the U.S. is shipped naked. I think Snakes and Lattes did Canada. There was.
Yeah. So it depends on the manpower, and it depends on what else is being released at the same time. I was worried that I was holding on for Batman because I think it arrived on the same boat as Museum, and Museum came like a week before, so it's like a case.
It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, I think Hellboy's being fulfilled right now too, and I think it is also a ship naked product, because I think there was somebody actually on the Batman comments that said that he got a tracking from Ship Naked and was excited, thought it was Batman, and then found out it was for Hellboy. So they're fulfilling Hellboy right now as well as Batman at the same time, plus whatever else. I mean, I'm sure there's something else. So
yeah, how many Kickstarters are Ship Naked doing at the moment? But yeah, I got it. I'm going to badmouth it because I'm not on the payroll. I'm a bit shocked by the quality of it. Everything
in a bad way. Everyone's saying the quality was crazy.
The quality. The thing is, I didn't expect the minis to be bent. I got some of them, and the bases are wobbly. And
I did see that. I saw that, but they say the hot water will fix that. But yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah.
At that expense, you expect it to be perfect out of the box, right?
Yeah, exactly. For me, that's shocking. You paid that. Well, I didn't pay that much, but but no, you do expect it to be like, I was expecting it to be like Conan quality, apart from the color of the plastic, because Conan was stellar. Everything in the box was stellar apart from the rule book.
Yeah, I think I know exactly. There's a unboxing video where it was really showed off. The guy was setting two of the goons down, and they were basically rocking back and forth because the base was bent so bad. I can't remember whose video it was, but I remember specifically seeing that and like, oh crap! I hope a bunch of mine aren't like that.
Yeah, I've got about 7 or 8 of them that are like that. So yeah, that's a bit disheartening. We played it straight out the box, and it was like they put them on the board, and all of a sudden they would be like Weebles wobble,
like a rocking chair.
Yeah. But apart from that, everything fits back into the box nicely. The insert is non-existent, but at the same time, everything fits in nicely. You're probably going to need a few baggies.
I remember back in the day, not that you just mentioned insert, I just wanted to say this. I remember back in the day when I would open up a box and like there'd be like that, like classic final FFG games, like they had that cardboard insert that actually had like the inside art on it a little bit.
They still use them to this day.
Yeah, to this day. And I used to make sure I would always I'd have that and I'd use it and I'd keep it. And like now, when I get a game, that's like the first thing that gets thrown in the garbage.
Yep. I did that with Lord of the Rings today. I opened the box. I saw that dumb channel. It reminds me of the Death Star trench, and I said goodbye.
That's when you tell you're maturing in board games. You buy your first one of those, you take it, and then you're like, well, I can't fit everything in the box, so I'm going to take it out, but I'm going to keep this.
And you
insert.
fold it and put it in the bottom of the box.
I have this box of expansion boxes and original inserts up in my attic at my old house. It was time to move. I'm like, why do I have this shit?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Boom, do the garbage.
So one of the well, you should have recycled it, but anyway.
What?
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But like one of the when I was like cutting down my number of games and getting my number of games down and reducing, like one of the best things I did was like, also it was like, here's this expansion, like here's this cosmic here's like one of these 7 cosmic encounter expansions, just like take all the stuff out of this, get it in the base box, and like, and I must have gotten rid of between I'm gonna just guess. I got rid of between 25 to 40 boxes. There were just expansion boxes they had stuff in them that I just kept with the other box because for some whatever reason I felt like I needed to keep everything together. And I was just like, oh, and then I hauled all that crap to there's a recycling center that's like a 2-minute drive from my house. So I just brought all that cardboard over and tossed it in the bin. I mean, it was like
trash.
What?
Should have just thrown it in the trash.
I know. Well, remember back in the old days? I mean, and a lot of people won't believe this, but back in the old days, like you used to be able to put all the trash you wanted at the end of your driveway. It was just like you'd walk down there and you just drop it all off, and then the garbage truck came and picked it all up and took it away on garbage day. Now, of course, you get your bin that you pay money for, depending upon the size. It's like it's like small, medium, or large, and then you got to make sure everything fits in that bin. You can't just throw everything to the end.
I can put as much as I want as long as I have them in a bin. Like so, I have like 2 extra bins I can roll down if I want.
See, we can't go 2 extra bins. What you have to do if you have more stuff than that particular than your bin can hold, you have to go to the well, you can throw stuff down there, but when they pull up, they will write out like how much extra there was, and then you'll get a bill, and it'll just be added to your like your public service bill that you get.
See, our guy's awesome. We just give them a nice Christmas tip, and they just take whatever we throw down there. They don't do nothing. We fill our bin, and if we have extra boxes, we just stack them next to our can, and we make sure that every Christmas we throw like a $50 gift card and a card for our recycle guy, and he always takes care of it.
Oh, so in other words, you cheat the system and you cause more problems for the environment because you just can't be bothered.
Hey, we're still recycling it. It's going in the recycling truck. It's just a little bit more than will fit in our can. We could just throw it in the garbage can and not save the planet.
I don't have municipal service, so we actually have competition for trash service because there's 2 different companies. So they've got to be somewhat more lenient, or you'll just go with the other guy.
Boris, did you fall over a stone? Oh, there you go. We have 4 bins, and I'm surprised that we fill them up. It's incredible. We've got a bin for general rubbish, a bin for recyclable plastic and cardboard and tin, a bin for bottles, and a bin for leftover food.
For the longest time, for like 4 or 5 years, the recycling we had to separate it in our area. Yeah. And then they finally realized that nobody was really doing the recycling because they were just like, I don't want to bother with separating all this stuff. So, and here I'm gonna explain. So if you actually research this, it's like, so people would be like, oh, okay, well, I don't wanna have to do that, right? So then what would happen is that they then just gave us a big giant recycling bin, which is like huge, and you just throw everything in there. You can throw your paper, your cans, your bottles, anything that's recyclable. You just throw it in there, and then the recycling truck comes in and dumps it, a whole thing in their back, and then they take it away. Now here's the problem with that. The problem with that, if you do research, if they have a situation where they go to when they bring that stuff to the place or whatever, then they actually have to pay people to like separate it all and everything like that. And like the actual process of separating out all of the stuff, first of all, it's a horrible job because and the people themselves that do it, like they say, like their health is extremely impacted because you're literally going because there's people that just throw complete and total crap in there all the time, and it's just, and so it's garbage. But I mean, so those people are like they have a crummy job, but I guess they have a job. And then like, and the other thing is that it actually, like, all the things that go into separating all that stuff, it's like it's like you're working at a negative pace then as far as the good you're doing for the environment by doing that process, which is just like I realized that when I heard of that, I was like, oh man, that's just dumb. But I mean, but they couldn't get people to do it, right? They couldn't get people to recycle because nobody wanted to bother with, okay, make sure I put all my newspapers in this thing and make sure I put all my this in this thing. Nobody wanted to go through the extra effort. I don't know. Including me. So I'm as much to blame for the problem as anyone. So no.
If you want, Pete, there's a new unboxing video I've just seen on Board Game Geek for Batman.
It's from a guy who lives down the street from you.
Probably. Everyone else in my freaking county has got the game already.
I went to that, and the label said P. Sharai. And it was like, he said,
Are you talking about the pirate guy's unboxing? Yeah, I watched part of that already. He was a late backer. He was a late backer who didn't even back during the regular campaign. He got it in the pledge manager, and he got his already. Lucky fucking him.
If this is assault this week, what's it going to be like next week?
Well, I'll be pissed because next weekend is my birthday, and I have a game day on my birthday weekend, and I themed it Batman because I was expecting to have this already, and if it's not here, you better fucking hope we don't have a show on that weekend.
Barry, will you work with me in getting a hold of Matt over at Monolith US and make sure that I get mine before him so I can show it up on Wednesday night?
I hate to be the asshole and say, God, I really want Pete to not get it just so I can listen to him bitch about it.
Well, no, I just want to.
At this point, it's unlikely I'll have it by next Wednesday, so you'll probably hear me bitch because unless I get tracking tomorrow, it's probably not going to be here by next Wednesday. So you'll get that much.
I would want to get it and then actually on Wednesday night do a live unboxing on the air in front of Pete. But then I would want Pete to get his the next day, so he wouldn't be out. But I would be able to feast upon his anger at least for that brief moment in time.
I wanted to come to Pete's house, but it get put somewhere where Pete didn't know it came. So he bitches about it while it's sitting in his house.
Let's get a hold of Pete's wife and have her hide it from him.
No, she knows better. Plus, she's the one who bought it for me, so I don't think she'd want to do that.
Well, then that's her right to do so.
That was my birthday present last year. She bought me the pledge.
Very sweet.
Oh my!
Oh,
I like our idea better, Pete. Just so you know.
A live unboxing on the Alaboom.
Why Barry can do that right now? He's got his. It's sitting probably 10 feet away from him.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to.
He's a good man.
Could you go and get the Batman figures and pretend to have them fight for a while in front of us?
I've got the prototypes somewhere as well, just around the corner. I'll send you the prototypes. They might arrive before. Oh, no, let's not do this. Come on. Let's talk about nice things.
Like our Kickstarter shames of the week.
Oh, yeah. I wish we had theme music. We should have theme music. Oh,
we should have theme music for each segment. We have enough segments in the show now. We should have theme music for each one.
I do think also, once again, I'll put out the call to anybody that has any sort of ability whatsoever that pertains to creating a reasonably nice thing for my RPG videos, like a thumbnail, and I give you credit, and every time I did a video, you'd see your thing. I don't want Keith to send me a picture of stick figures saying, watch my stupid videos.
I don't want to see a thing on your videos. I really don't.
Okay, so let's see here. I'll go first because I think I actually had one or two deliver, but and I'm not gonna. But as always, for some of the ones that are here's the deal. So the people at Ulysses Spiel, North America, actually said, hey, we're gonna make sure that you get some of your stuff for Myth Journeyman, and they said they're gonna send it to me, but that was 2.5 weeks ago, and I haven't got anything. So I shot them another email, hoping they did get back to me, but they never responded. So I don't know. We're in a holding pattern as far as that stuff goes, and I don't know what's going on with it. It's a little bit it's a little bit odd. But like I said, it was really cool that they were able to track down my order, what I originally had. Like, I mean, like that was just like, wow. Like it wasn't completely like dead. And then, but oh, what's this? Lots of, but judging from the comments, lots of drama still going on in that one. It's at like 40,000 comments or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Which, you know, that's ridiculous. Okay, Lazy Gamer. 4 days ago, somebody posted something where it says this project started with 4 people and ended with 2, one of them pregnant, and apparently it's not a good idea to be around chemicals when you are pregnant. I don't know what the hell that's even supposed to mean, but that somebody posted that. Yeah, it's just like that one is just like what's going on there. An old RPG thing that I'm never gonna see, but a book called 100 Dungeons that the guy has completely vanished. He at least was like logging in back in, like he did an update in December and said he apologized for taking so long. But like, yeah, he has completely and totally vanished. What was this? Sorry, it's been so long. I've been working on this. I've been working on as much as humanly possible. I'm very close to being able to bring you a substantial update. I'm just waiting until I actually be able to do that for the updating again. What's going on? Why is everybody laughing?
Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're laughing at me, like because I'm not looking at the camera or something like that.
No.
I actually posted a comment. I rarely do that, but I said, nice. But like almost 2.5 weeks ago, I said, "Can we have an update about this? If you've given up on it, fine, but so just let me know so I don't bother looking at it anymore." And then people are like, "I just realized this still hasn't been fulfilled. Will there be an update soon?" It's like, Byron Howie Jr., you haven't been paying attention. This guy's never coming back. We're never getting anything. And like, it is one of those things too, where like you can click on the person and you can see like if they, oh my God, the guy logged in on April 8th, 2019. So I guess he's still around, somewhere. But and then the other thing is that I like looking at them and I like seeing like what they've created and any comments. Oh, he posted something like the fact that like somebody was like logging into his account or something on, like, oh, without my permission, and he was kind of like alluding to the fact that like that was the case. But of course he used to have his thing be public so you can see. But somebody who's watching it has noticed that he's backed more stuff. So like he's using Kickstarter to back things, but he's not using it to like actually, like work on his book of 100 dungeons that he was supposed to make. Fantasy football. Yeah, that's kudos.
It looked like it was promising. A few people got it in Toronto area that were close to Stinks and Lattes, but nothing since then.
And the thing is, I want to see a picture of the game. That just sounds like somebody trolling or whatever. I want to see a picture of the game in somebody's hands before I'm going to believe that they actually got one.
Looked promising for a half a blip.
Yeah. But Diceborn Heroes, the thing that I backed 8 bajillion years ago, is they actually went through the process of finalizing their shipping addresses. So I guess that's a thing. I'm still waiting on my Reaper Bones, but I'm in wave 4 and they haven't even completed wave 1 yet. So yeah, I mean, so the stuff's just like, because they don't use fulfillment, they do it themselves out of their company in Texas, and it's just one of those things where they don't have enough people, but it's just like, well, we told you it was going to be forever, so you can just sit and spin, just because we were honest about that. But I mean, and everybody just backs it like crazy because everybody wants to buy a giant tub full of minis, and yeah, so we're like there's a thing called the Yellow King, which was a role playing game. They're waiting for backer kits to close on April 30th, which is just like, why are you waiting to close that? My Table of Ultimate Gaming, I'm still waiting for my replacement parts, but they told me I was going to have to wait about 9 months for those. So
9 months.
Why do you have to give birth to them?
Yeah.
they have to have.
You could have a kid faster than you could get that part.
They said they had to make them, so whatever. It's a whatever. What am I going to do? Seventh Continent, what goes up must come down. That's another one of those that's just like the fulfillment. It's just.
The sad part is I was all excited about that, and then I chose to have it all shipped at once, so it'd be the very last wave, and I'm completely. If I could cancel it and get my $300 back for the all-in pledge, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, I don't even care about that game anymore. I mean,
it's a sad state of
it's too long. Like, anything more than 12, 14 months, it's like there's so many other games that have come out in that time now. It's almost like I almost regret backing that one. And I'm sure it's going to be awesome, and I'm sure once I get it, I'll get excited. But it's like, I don't know, that one just is so far delayed because that one was supposed to be. Let me look at it because it's on my list too. That one was supposed to be
beginning of the year sometime.
March of 2018 was the original estimate, and then they had the issues with having to reprint all the cards. So they're over a year late as of last month. I mean, and I was in for $249 plus in backer kit. I got some of the sleeves and other stuff, so I was close to $300. I would totally refund that one and get it off my list if I could.
That's the other thing too. I still want them to give us the ability to just delete the things off of the list, like things you back for it on. I just because it drives me crazy.
Gone. Fucking fantasy football gone. Batman in another week, fucking gone.
Vintage gone.
And then we come up to U-boat or U-boot or whatever.
That's another one. Fucking.
Well, and the problem with that is it's just like, some people have it, right?
Oh yeah, people got it in February.
But here's the deal.
It was at Board Game Geek Con last year.
Who have you heard or what have you seen of anybody saying this game's effing amazing?
Well, it's because the app's not done yet. They're playing a beta version of the app, so the app's not going to be finalized till the end of this month, which maybe is good. I don't have it because I'd probably have a bad experience playing with the unfinished app, but the app is still in beta, so.
Yeah, so it's like that's one thing where I'm like, whatever. I'm just like, I mean, I'm excited, but I mean, and that's another one that I know I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna look at all the stuff. I'm gonna be like, this is awesome, and then I'll be like, okay, put it back on the shelf, and maybe I'll play it sometime this year.
That's another one that's like app-driven cooperative, so I don't know if you can play that one solo. I think you can, but it's probably better played with a group. But that's another one and that's not horribly late, right? It was supposed to come out in December, I think, of last year, and got delayed till next month, I think, because I think they said the boat hits port the 24th. So assuming it'll be probably fulfilling in mid-May. So it's not horribly late, but that's another one where they kept promising and delaying, promising, delaying. I wish they'd just waited till they had an accurate timeline because the up and down emotions of like, oh, it's coming next month. Oh, now it's not. Oh, it's coming next month. Oh, now it's not. Have kind of soured me on that one too, which sucks because it does look like a cool game.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like,
I only have 3 late ones.
Shut up.
Well, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from TMG.
Somebody did post the copy of the copy of the game they got of fantasy football.
Where's that at?
It's on the forums on the Board Game Geek.
I want to see that then. Jeez, that makes me really mad.
Now that makes me really mad.
Okay. Well, that's what you said you wanted to see, right? So let's see if fantasy football. There it is, 2018. I'm curious to see if this thing's real. Will this game ever arrive? Got my Kickstarter copy 1 month ago. Kickstarter copy came in the mail today. And there's a picture of the box and the inside of the box. Son of a bitch.
The only thing that would make it better is if there's a
Oh,
picture of
kinda
Batman
really
behind it.
good shit going now.
Meeple Logistics have blackballed your name, Pete. You know.
Dang. Unbelievable.
Let's do this dude last.
Yeah, well, I
A
mean,
moment of silence.
I got nothing. I got freaking nothing.
Oh, dear.
It looks like it's just the one guy though. Like there's one copy and he got it.
well, and that's just like I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like, was that a prototype? And like, he happened to like.
that doesn't look prototype.
Looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
Maybe
I mean,
they're making
I mean,
a
it's
crafter and sending them
it
out one
looks
at a
like a
time.
Kickstarter game, but it's that doesn't look like prototype. That box looks like that's finished artwork. I don't see any seams or any like Mod Podge or anything. That looks like a full production box. The punch board looks production. That's a production copy. I don't know how many copies he got. Maybe they couldn't afford to do the full print run, so they're only taking care of Canada since that's where they're located. That would make sense. That's the closest people that have come kick their ass. But that looks like a production copy of the game. Whether it's a pre-production copy or a marketing copy, maybe he's planning on putting the game out but not fulfilling the Kickstarter, and he got a few production copies to give to people in the area that he knew. I don't know, but that's definitely a production copy. Fucker.
You wouldn't like the game anyway. You'd be all like, "Oh, this game sucks. I don't want it."
Well, I'm really looking for Football Highlights 2049. That game looks pretty cool, and that one will come out because it's with a reputable company.
Shots fired.
So moving on. Here, hold on a second.
Has anyone got room for the Takenoko Kickstarter?
Is that the big giant one?
Yeah.
I think my daughter would like that, but I just don't have room for it.
Well, that's just it. My daughter would probably like it too, or my son would, for that matter. But I mean, it's just like but I don't want to. I just don't want it. I mean, it's just like maybe that's awful for me to say, but I'm like, yeah, I just screw it. I'm just like, yeah. I mean, that's like you said. It's just like it's total fatigue when it comes to like all purchasing all these giant games and everything. It's just
nice, isn't it, Pete?
It's
Are you
huge.
gonna get it? Are you gonna? Because they got the Chibi babies now.
Yeah, I didn't get the Chibi Babies when it first came out, but I just backed it to order the Chibi Babies.
Yeah.
That was my last purchase from Boards and Bits.
Oh, very nice. All right, so then moving on to things that actually not random RPG games that nobody really gives a damn about. It's just me, backing, because the RPG ones are always late. They just always are, because they're relying on somebody to write something or do art for something or whatever. But moving on, let me see here. I have the Court of the Dead Mourner's Call. It was due back in December, but that's the one where now they're saying August is likely. So it was just like, I don't think, that's when, and the people are losing their damn minds about it. Just over the quality of the miniatures and everything else. They're extremely annoyed. And then Villagers card drafting game.
Yep, that's on my list.
Due in February. But I mean, isn't it weird where it's like, oh, it's due in February. It's only a couple months. I mean, you have that after that. It's only a couple months.
I'm not too worried about that. I'm like,
no, I mean,
no dates.
They're honest about how long it's taking, and it's just one of those things where you're gonna end up having to wait. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, that's kind of everything that's like board game related that's actually late at this time.
We have a lot of crossover, actually. Other than airlines, you already talked about fantasy football. We already talked about U-Boot. Still got the Dog's Life game, which is way late, but the guy's posting on Facebook daily now, so I feel like that's getting closer to coming out. Seventh Continent, we already talked about. You covered that one.
Yeah, but you said that's a year late. I've got October 2018 supposed to arrive.
What, Dog's Life?
No, Seventh Continent.
Seventh Continent, mine's March 2018.
Okay, I got. Oh yeah, but that was the base game.
The full. I got the full base game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did the add-on for the expansion stuff later during the Pledge Manager. Rambo, which was supposed to come out in January, they've actually communicated and said it won't be till June. I'm okay with that because they actually took the time to let us know instead of just lead us on. Street Fighter is March. That got pushed back to like May, June as well because they were just too many licensing approvals delayed the manufacturing of that. So, but that's going to be out around Gen Con probably. So no big deal. Again, they communicated, so it was fine. And then after that, I think everything else is still yet to come. Kung Fu Panda's a little late, but I talked to them at Gamma. They were actually there and said it's only going to be like a month late. Eclipse Second Dawn, I haven't heard anything about that. That was supposed to be March as well, and that's passed. And I haven't heard from them if that's coming, when that's coming. I have to look at the updates. I may have just missed it. And that's it. Everything else I got's post March. So.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's like we're so beaten down. We're just like, yeah, well, whatever.
I only got three. Only three.
Well, yeah, I'm 3 as well. I've got Seventh Continent, which I'm not worried about.
No, I know.
When it comes, it comes. Yeah.
It's just been a long freaking time.
And none of my 3 are even over a year. Like they're all due in 19, so they're not excessively.
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Well, one of them was due in 18, but
I've got 3 that were due in 18. Well, 1 that was due in 17, 2 that were due in 18, and then the rest are late 19. The other like 4 or 5, but those aren't horribly late. Most of my 19 ones were supposed to come out in March. March was supposed to be a big month. I was expecting like 7 games from Kickstarter in March, and I've gotten 2 of them. So the other 5 all got pushed back into April, May, June, July.
It also is because I backed off a lot from what I was doing too. So
I am now. Like right now, I've got the projects that haven't closed yet. I got freshwater fly fishing.
I got that one.
That looks cool, and I like the cold water crown. So
cold water crown and the expansion are that's
great.
Super.
I'm
good
backing
game.
Tantrum Con, which I don't care when that stuff comes in because I'm just doing it to help those guys because I like them. I got Papillon.
Kevin's a nice guy. Kevin
Papillon from Colossal, which it looked cool. Looked like something my daughter would like. It's about gardens and butterflies. It's in her wheelhouse. So that's a cool one. Although, and it's only expected to be January 2020, so it's not that long down the road. And then Venom Assault, the expansion of Venom Assault, because I love Venom Assault.
So, how many successful pledges have you backed, Pete?
Successful pledges, 122 projects.
God.
Now, if you take
even though I've got all these, not as many as you, but my successful is 281.
Yeah, 122 successful projects. I've got another. Where's unsuccessful? Another 40 unsuccessful projects.
I've got 80 unsuccessful.
Yeah. But again,
that includes stuff I canceled after I backed it. So
there's still 4 that may not ever come
to
fruition.
I really don't need to see what I canceled pledges on. I really don't care.
Yeah, I wish my dollar pledges I could take off my list too. I wish there was a filter where I could get rid of those. Because I pledge $1 to every Come On Kickstarter so I can follow the updates and stuff, and they're just clogging up. I mean, I've got 8 or 9 of them that I just would like to click through. I've also even games for like companies I like TMG and Colossal. I'll back $1 so that my friends will see that I backed it and help spread the word. And those are clogging up for games that maybe I didn't want or just backed $1 to help them out. So I hate that I have all those in here too. I would love to get rid of them. I at least wish that they let you check the box saying got it so you could just look past it and not look like an empty window where you're missing something. Because I've got $1 for Mizo. I didn't back Mizo because I didn't want it, but I backed $1 just so I could share the project and all that. And it's just an empty box sitting there. I'll never, you can't even click a box because there's no box there. Did the same thing for, like I said, most of the Come On ones. And I think there's one Tasty Minstrel one in here that I did too. Then I just wish I could get rid of those. I wish there was a way to click those and delete. I wish I could delete a line on here.
Oh, I've just seen. I'm still waiting for the Kickstarter exclusives for bloody Dark Souls. which
I
was
thought that game already fulfilled. Isn't that game done?
no.
Oh wow, they're
They
late
get-
too, aren't they?
Well,
They did the base game,
Mhm.
which came out roughly. It says estimated delivery roughly April 2017.
Mhm.
Then
15.
before Christmas, they delivered on all the expansions,
Okay.
and now they're doing the Kickstarter exclusive, stretch goals.
So they delivered the first product in 2017, and they're still not done with the project in 2019.
No,
See, that to me sounds like they're borrowing money from other projects to finish this project. That's bad news for them.
yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it's stretch goals, which were barrels and doors and
See, that's
shit
the
like
thing.
that, with
Stretch
different
goals is what
armor.
kills companies. If they're not prepared to hit those stretch goals financially, those can sink you.
Mm.
Here's something amusing to me is of my 80 projects that were unsuccessful, I either canceled or the pledge or the project was canceled or unsuccessful. Of those 80s, 20 of those games I bought later.
Like retail versions of them.
Yeah, like I bought it later or I backed it again after I canceled and changed my mind.
Hmm.
But 20 of that out of those 80 I have owned and had on my shelf at some point.
Mm.
Crazy.
I'm in the
That is
minority.
crazy.
And it's probably shocking how many of those 281 that got delivered that I no longer have.
Yeah.
Oh God! Out of the 122 projects that I have successfully backed, I bet you I have about 40 of those games still in my collection. I can count real quick because it's easy. Gone, kept, gone.
And and I think most of us can say this exact same thing. So it's just kind of like, why do we keep doing it? I just,
And that's what I've got to
Good
train
question.
myself. I can't like right now. I told myself after I got done with like Consumption and Paladins of the West Kingdom and Hall of the Mountain King, it was like 3 pledges that all closed at the same time, and I dropped like $300 between the 3 of them. I'm like, I'm taking a break, and then shit, I got 4 campaigns currently active right now. So
I'm
It's
not as
just
bad as
crazy.
you guys. I've got 54 successful projects. I'm just scrolling through them. I've given one of them away, and as soon as Dark Souls bits arrive, I'm giving that away. So that's 2 out of my 54.
Nice.
Oh, 3. Sorry, there's another one there.
Oh, that sucks.
That's it. It's game over now.
That's 50% more than you originally said, Barry.
Yeah.
hey, Rob,
How you doing?
Robert
Peachy.
Oren.
14.
Lance.
What's up, my man?
I don't know. I woke up for this. You tell me.
Oh, as he cracks open a beer. Yeah.
I put on pants for this. Make the bed. Data stops.
Stop sniffing glue.
The missus said no.
What is
That's
that,
why he's
Rob?
It's a blackberry ginger ale.
What in the hell? That sounds delicious.
It is.
I have
My
never
ginger
seen
ale.
that before.
My daughter-in-law didn't like them, and I don't drink soda, but she left a whole bunch of them, and I left my sippy cup in the other room. So blackberry ginger ale it is.
Mm.
Yummy.
So Barry, you got your Batman,
I
okay?
got my back. Yeah.
You're
Barry
in
the
with
Batman.
okay. You're connected at the hip at him. Where the hell is my copy, brah?
Mm.
I don't know.
Barry, you should have said, I'll get on it
Look at
right
that.
now.
Yeah,
All right,
that's, all,
I'll
that's
get-
all he had to say.
I'll get on it right now. I'll contact Monolith, who will tell me that but your game is at the hub. You have to wait for the distributor to put it in a nice
No,
box.
I didn't even order one. I was hoping you had some pull.
No, I've got no pool whatsoever.
All I can say is I had to go for the poor man's version. I went for Hellboy.
That's supposed to be. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that was fulfilling right now. Did you get it? Mhm.
No, he didn't.
No, it was some. It's the Kickstarter backer edition, but I got it from Miniature Market.
Nice.
Ching! Nice plug.
I've got a question.
Those are my boys.
This might actually be for you, Rob. Is there a way to look at new games and upcoming games? Like, is there an easy way to do that?
Yes, it's called Spend Money.
No, just to look at them.
Oh, Oh, just look at it.
like
Well,
a
you know
list
something. Miniature Market does something really nice for me. They send me a report. It comes out at 3 a.m, and I get it. I get it every day, and it's a list of everything that is projected to come out for that particular month, or up to about 2 weeks. So I go through the list and I kind of see what's coming, and it kind of gives me a blueprint. It's really nice.
But do they have a section on their website where you can see like pre-orderable games that are coming out in the next month or so?
It's no different. No, they don't.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I'm really blessed. I really have a guy that took a shot when I was just a little itty bitty, and I still am. But you know, I only had like 3,000 followers or whatever. And he said, "Listen, you paint. We're going to get behind you. You know, help us out." And I didn't really ask for anything. I just give me a little credit here and there.
So, Forrest, what you're looking for is like either a website or a store that maybe shows the next couple months games that are coming out, so you can kind of gauge what to look for.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to. I don't normally ask companies for games like via email. I do it at conventions, but I'm really starting to do more with my kids, like on that the watch it played videos for kids games. So yeah, I'm actually reaching out to some.
I know. I obviously we just found out.
I let the
Miniature
Tiger
Market-
handle that.
You may. I mean, have you checked like some of the big online stores like CSI and stuff to see if their pre-order section shows games coming out like in the next month or so?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I found something like that. It's not. Yeah, I'm on cool stuff.
Whoa.
That's my damn problem. And they
Whoa.
only show new releases. I'm not saying anything upcoming, but you know what? I should go to
There's
Miniature
got to be somewhere.
because it's way better and it's way cheaper.
That's
And-
something when Scott gets on, we should ask him if Board Game Geek has a filter that shows games that are unreleased that you can show like that are in the system but aren't out yet. Because that would probably show you like up to like probably a year's worth of games that are. It would probably be filled with a lot of Kickstarter stuff, but at least you'd be able to filter through that.
Sure, you can do that by date. Go in the
To
advanced
give
search.
me your email, I can't send you the exact report, but I mean I can copy all the names and the dates.
Yeah. There you go, Forrest.
let me talk to Scott about it because I'm sure there is
Oh,
something.
Yeah, why don't you go talk to Cool Stuff about it?
No, he's talking about BGG.
No, Cool Stuff.
Everybody's so angry.
No,
This is an angry show. It really is.
What you talking about?
let's start some grievances.
Oh, we already went through grievances. You know what
But
my
but if you got a
grievances
grievance,
are.
go ahead, man. Knock it
Oh,
out.
I've got a grievance actually.
Oh,
I
geez.
have a grievance over men that cry over a trailer.
I knew this
Oh,
was
What
coming
a
up.
bunch of bitches. Oh God,
Oh.
look, it's Finn. She's jumping in the air. Oh, this is going to be better than The Last Jedi. It brought a tear to my eye. What the heck? What a pair of balls.
Ah, that kind
Oh,
of trailer.
Yeah, that
Ah.
kind of trailer. No,
Oh,
not
okay.
over,
Trailer with the back
not
end
over the
wagon.
one that people live in. I mean, I'd be crying if I was in a trailer, and that's understandable.
Whoa, Jesus Christ!
I've got just enough room for my paintbrushes, not enough room for the paint.
I used to live in a very nice trailer. I will say.
The night just keeps getting
Hey.
better and better.
It's kind of like in Caddyshack when he's going through the house. Boy, you must get a bowl of soup with that hat. Hey, but it looks good on you.
Hmm.
Glad you can make it, Rob.
I can go back to bed, bro. I can go back to bed.
Hmm. Hmm.
What? I can't see the chat. How many times has Kabuki cursed me out yet?
None, actually.
Ooh, that's my girl. Oh boy, I did a live play of the Cloud Spire. I was lucky enough to get a prototype from those guys. Boy, that game's fun. It's one of those games you play it a couple times and then you're just thinking about it afterwards.
It looked
a
cool.
while.
I'm not much into the big heavy war games, but that looked cool.
It really isn't a war. I don't know. It's a tower defense game,
Mm.
kind of like a League of
Castle Panic?
Legends. League of Legends, in a way.
Oh, so it's got like that Rum and Bones kind of 3 lanes, and you're trying to defend and back and forth.
Well, no. Most of the time, it's just one lane because there's only one way to get into the castle, but it can split up. But the enemy is always heading towards your castle, and you've got to pick them off. And you have very limited things that you can do. But when half the fun is strategizing, upgrading, putting in place certain things, trying to discover things along the way, and just really just get through it. And I had a blast. That's all I can say.
Excellent.
Sorry.
Really, Rob? You really like it that much?
Yeah, I really did, guys. Wow. Talk about
Is that what Kabuki sounds like?
Oh shit!
Keith, my man, my
hear that,
roommate
Kabuki?
from Gen Con. What's up, bro?
What? Your roommate from Gen Con?
I'm your roommate for Gen Con.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
Oh, they haven't told me that yet. That's awesome.
Yeah. We're going to have fun.
Where is
I'll
all the-
behave. I promise. Isn't it
No,
gathering?
just be yourself, bro.
Isn't it gathering? Isn't it
Who's
gathering of friends now?
Yeah. So
That's
maybe
where Aldi be.
that's where Aldi is.
Yeah.
Yep, I forgot about that. He won't be on tonight. He's part of the Cool Kid Club.
He is part of the Cool Kid Club.
Aldi's with his friends.
Well, we've talked about the gathering before, like how okay, so it's to do it or whatever. It's like you have to be nominated, and then somebody has to second your nomination,
Well,
And
that's it for all the people in this room.
and then like when it's like isn't it like a 10-11 day affair kind of thing?
No, I think it's like a full week though. I think it's like 7 or 8 days. I don't think it spills over. I think it started early this week and it ends like Monday or something like that. I could be wrong. I thought it was only like 7 or 8 days. But yeah, the whole system is kind of weird because I'm watching videos and I'm looking in the background. I'm like, I know almost everybody there, and there's some people there. I mean, and again, not trying to hark on them. I'm not gonna say names or anything, but I'm like, how in the hell did this person get nominated? They're like been in the industry like a year or two.
They
Like,
just
who in the hell do they know?
somebody.
Yeah.
Well,
Did they open?
and I'm not, and once again, as you said, I'm not harping on anybody, but I know of people that go to it every year, who, I mean, basically, I know for a fact that they lobbied it. I mean, they were basically lobbying people to like, hey, suggest me, and then like getting somebody to say, oh, hey, make sure you nominate me as well. Which, again, if that's your deal, and that makes you happy, then you should go. I mean, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
There's always that gathering of friends at your house, which is always more important, I think.
So I don't know if any of you saw.
I
We
can
announced.
see it now.
We
Oh, go
announced today we're coming out with a God of War game.
Yeah.
I did see that. Is it going to suck?
I haven't played it yet. I'll play it at Expo. So
Wow.
Well, we know what we think of licensed games a lot of times. So
I
the
will.
Bloodborne game did nothing for me. So
Bloodborne, the card game, is still in my collection. I thought that was damn good. So
You know something, Forrest? You're dead on. I thought that was real good.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is, it's very thematic to the video game. So someone who's not maybe familiar with the video game would be like, "Wow, this is like really tough, take thatty," and maybe wouldn't like it. So I could understand why you wouldn't maybe
you're talking
keep
about Bloodborne or God of War?
Bloodborne.
Oh,
God of War I haven't played yet. I won't get to play it until our expo. We're gonna hopefully have a copy there to at least look at now that we've announced it and stuff. So but I'm hoping for good things because obviously if the game does well, then we'll be able to expand upon it. So that's that's the goal. Bloodborne card game has been one of our best sellers for the last few years, and now we've got a full miniatures board game for Bloodborne coming out. So hopefully God of War will follow that same path and sell well and allow us to make the big game. So
I'm looking forward to your Wacky Racers game because
Yeah, that'll be out.
Rated Wacky Racers, that's why.
Yep, that'll be out next month. It was supposed to come out in April, but we ended up pushing it back to May because we had to push all of our releases back because of our new partnership deal. So that'll be out soon, and the deluxe version's up on pre-order on our website now for the pre-painted one. That'll be available end of the summer.
When do you not? Why am I not your friend? You don't tell me you've got something cool for pre-order.
Oh yeah, it just went up. It's been up. It's been up only a couple days, but yeah, it's a limited run, and it's on our website. You can pre-order it direct from the website, and
$80
full painted
American dollars.
Yep, fully painted and fully upgraded tiles. So
just $80. Just losing his mind.
Yeah. Beautifully painted miniatures, though. They're excellent for pre-paint. For pre-paints, they're real good.
That's why Rob's so tired.
$80.
What about you? What about European distribution, Pete?
It's available worldwide. The pre-order from our website will ship anywhere except for there's 4 countries that we don't ship to, like Afghanistan, Russia.
Fuck, I'm out.
But yeah, you can get it. You can get it in your area, but there's only a limited amount of copies. I think it's only going to be up for a few weeks. We'll probably sell out within the next couple of weeks. It's a limited run. Once it's done and gone. So
and that's the Wacky Racer.
They're not paying you
the
enough,
deluxe
Pete.
version. The regular version will be available. As long as it keeps selling, we'll reprint it.
Pete, according to this, they've got 7 days, 10 hours, 12 minutes, and 30 seconds to pre-order it.
Yep.
So you got a week.
Yep, you got a week.
I've done ordered it.
I need to check out the mechanics.
So wait, where is this thing here? Wacky Racers. Let's see if I can find this.
I remember interviewing Sean about it. It looked really cool.
It's a real light family racer. I mean, it's the mechanics are simple, but it's fun, and it's definitely thematic to that Saturday morning cartoon. So I watched that cartoon growing up. Huh?
Do the wheels turn on the cars?
On the Batmobile,
yeah. I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if they don't, I'm returning this bullshit.
Okay. You'll be able to sell it for a lot more than what you paid for it because there's a limited amount of them, and then they'll be gone. So hold on to it for a year, and then go ahead and put it on eBay. You'll be able to get some cash for it.
All I know is it's got the Cave Dudes and it's
Slag Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got
Penelope Pit Stop.
Nope.
I'm totally driving the guy in the beaver.
Oh well, here it's the Army Surplus Special, the converter car, the Crimson Hail Baler, the Compact Pussy Cat. Again, thanks for showing up, Rob.
Well, you're killing the room here.
Wow.
Yeah,
we need more Hanna-Barbera themed games. That's all I'm saying.
Going to be calling it the Blank soon.
Well, again, it's another situation where hopefully this does well, and if it does well, then hopefully there'll be a market for that kind of game. I think all the old Saturday morning cartoons would be great to make games out of. Laugh Olympics would be awesome. Same with what was the other? There was another.
No, hold on here, Pete. Hold on here. Let's be realistic. Those Hanna-Barbera cartoons were good, and they have memories, but they were not the best things that you watched on a Saturday morning.
Oh, probably not, but
they weren't the best. But there was some awesome stuff in the Hanna-Barbera lineup.
Mm-hmm.
All right, compared to
Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes are better, but these are right behind it.
Yep, I would agree with
and
that.
They're ahead of Woody Woodpecker.
So hey,
right on.
Growing up, I went to Kings Island all the time, and Kings Island had
besides the painted figures, what else is special in the?
I don't care.
The tiles, the terrain tiles that you race on, are cardstock in the regular version and thick cardboard in the deluxe version.
$80
American.
Count me in.
If it was Canadian, I'd go for it, because that's like $6. But
okay, are you gonna watch Wacky Racers or Super Friends if you had a choice?
Wacky Racers.
Wacky Racers.
Okay.
Because Cryptozoic has a license for
another one.
Super
I like
Friends,
this
and I don't
game.
like their games.
This is a good game. Let's play this game. What's next? Throw
Keep
out
going. Yeah, this is
throw out
good.
2 more cartoons.
Okay, so Wacky Racers.
Mhm.
No, was Wacky Racers Hanna-Barbera?
Yes.
Yep. Catch that pigeon.
Okay. Or Adamant.
Wacky
Adam
Wacky
Man.
Races.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, Wacky Racers.
Okay.
For the Saturday morning cartoon shtick, the only thing I would rather watch than Wacky Races or Laugh Olympics would probably be G.I. Joe cartoon, because those were my
I can
favorite
put it
cartoons.
on.
as a kid.
How about X-Men?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Wacky
It's hard to
Races.
compete against Marvel. I'll give you that one.
Exactly. So
Marvel, G.I. Joe, maybe Transformers are probably the only things I'd rather watch than Wacky Races.
G.I.
Ooh.
Joe.
Yeah, I'd rather
But that's
not
it.
watch
And that's
G.I. Joe's
and
fun.
that there's a lot of different Saturday morning cartoons.
Hero.
See, I'm thinking Yacky Doodle or Snagglepuss.
Ooh. See, not Yogi Bear.
Oh,
But he was-
that one's coming up now.
Yeah.
Yogi.
Snail. I'm smarter than the average bear.
I had it tough.
Yeah, I
But
used to.
Boo Boo was a hell of an actor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he was.
more than a prop.
Do you guys ever see the like Harvey Birdman thing about with Yogi Bear and Boo Boo and like they had the
The
Yogi Bear?
Herculoids. What about the Herculoids?
Herculoids
I
were
guess
pretty
I wasn't
cool.
talking, so I'll just be quiet. That's
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, here
No,
we
it's
go.
okay.
Here
no,
we
it's
go.
okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You came in late.
No,
on my
I
head-
was
on my
talking and
headset.
you interrupted me. So
On my headset, you came in late. I was getting a little lag. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's okay. Just go ahead.
No. The floor is yours. This is your show.
No,
This-
by all means. But you're the guest. Go ahead.
You know, it is what it is, Lance. It is what it is.
Exactly. It is what it is.
Look at Forrest Bauer. Let's just call him Switzerland.
Hey, Pete, Wacky Races or Jabberjaws?
Ah, fuck you, Barry.
Ooh.
Wasn't Jabberjaws part of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons?
Yeah. He was part of a race. He was in the Laugh Olympics. I know that.
Yeah, I know he was in Laugh Olympics. I don't know. I'm sure he was in at least one episode of Wacky Races because he used to drive around in that doom buggy with the guy that looked like Shaggy, but it wasn't Shaggy.
No.
No, you're thinking of Speed Buggy, and he did not ride with Speed Buggy.
What did he ride in? Or was it the van with the band guys? That's it. He was in the
Yeah,
band.
he was the drummer in the band.
The drummer of the band. That's right. They were like the Scooby Doo. They were like a team of artists that all of a sudden solved mysteries.
What about Speed Racer? Or
I didn't like
Wacky
Speed
Racers?
Racer.
You didn't like Speed Racer?
No, I wasn't a fan of Speed Racer as a kid.
No.
Go Speed Racer.
It did have a good song. I'll give it that.
Here he
I
comes.
would rather
Yeah,
watch.
you guys
Speed
wouldn't
Racer.
remember the time when it was Johnny Sacco and the Giant Robot.
He's a demon on wheels. Here he comes.
Do you guys know of Danger
Jeez,
Mouse?
Danger Mouse.
Thunderbirds.
I've heard
What
of
about
Danger Mouse.
Thunderbirds?
I like Danger Mouse.
You guys remember
Oh, yeah.
Thunderbirds?
The Danger Mouse. Oh, crumbs. Oh, carrots.
Oh, crikey, Chief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete,
Rob.
Wacky Racers or Johnny Quest?
Wacky Racers.
Oh, yeah.
I think, I don't know.
Wacky
Johnny Quest was
Racers-
good.
Wacky Racers or new Star Wars trailer?
Wacky Racers.
Wacky Races.
Wacky
Racers.
Racers didn't make me cry, though. So
Here he comes. Here comes Speed Racer. He's
Or
a
Heathcliff.
demon on wheels.
Wacky Racers or Heathcliff?
Wacky Racers.
I didn't like Heathcliff. I was a
didn't like
Garfield
Heathcliff.
guy.
Oh, I was a Garfield guy as well. You had a good Garfield game then. Got to eat pizza.
Space Ghost? or Wacky Racers?
I did like Space Ghost, but probably still not as much as Wacky Races.
I always liked the fact that he had the button. Like that was so. It was like what a horrible system. If I wanted to shoot somebody, I had to like I'd go like this. It just seemed odd.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it was very
You need
efficient.
2 hands, right? Why
Yeah.
do you want a system that you need 2 hands?
Yeah, maybe you go like I don't know. Yeah, it just seemed like it would be awkward.
Now, I will say Hong Kong Phooey was one of my favorite cartoons.
Ah, very good. But if it doesn't age well. Like if you go back and watch it now, you're like, this is kind of dumb.
You know, I haven't seen an episode of Hong Kong Phooey in probably 20 years, but I used to love that as a kid.
Hong Kong Phooey, number one super
guy.
Hong Kong Phooey, quick as the blink of an eye.
All right, Pete. Hong Kong Phooey or Secret Squirrel with Morocco Mole?
Oh, I liked Secret Squirrel too. Dang it. Probably Hong Kong Phooey, though. Hong Kong Phooey popped into my head before.
Oh, come on. Secret Squirrel was my boy. Jeez.
Hong Kong Phooey was some good stuff.
Yeah.
No, Hong Kong Phooey is super cool.
Tom Slick or Super Chicken?
What?
Do you not remember those?
No.
Tom Slick or Super Chicken?
No, I don't remember either one of those, honestly.
Though I used to like Top Cat. That was if you guys remember that old one.
Yeah.
They used to call him, hey TC. He just
Battle of the Planets was good, but I don't think Battle of the Planets Saturday morning. I remember watching that before school every day. It was like a weekday.
Yeah,
it was a weekday early morning.
I used to love that.
Yeah,
I
love
remember
Battle of the Planets.
That's cancelled because it wasn't Saturday. We can't put that into the
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. At least in the States, that was Monday through Friday because I used to get up early to get ready for school so I could watch that right before I left.
Hey, Jimmy, how are we gonna get out of this one with the watch?
I remember.
Jimmy, get us out.
Is that Inside Private Eye?
What was it on?
Flute with Talk?
No, like every morning on WGN at like 6:30 a.m. They had Robotech on. For like, I remember I used to get up and watch that.
Oh, but in Florida, where the channel we got, it was Robotech, and then Battle of the Planets was on right after it. It was like an hour-long kind of like sci-fi anime hour, basically. It was awesome.
Okay, here's a real tough one. Battle of the Planets or Voltron?
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
That's a good one.
That is tough because I love both.
I go
of them.
Battle of the Planets.
I think I lean towards Battle of the Planets.
But New Voltron, the New Voltron, which is actually a complete story, and they finished it on Netflix. That is one of the best shows that Netflix has.
I would say Battle of the Planets going against the old versus old, but if it was the New Voltron versus the old Battle of the Planets, I think I'd take the New Voltron. The new Voltron cartoon on Netflix is awesome.
It's so good. It's ridiculously good.
What about the bad Voltron show, though?
I got one for you.
I was going someplace. Go ahead.
Or Ultraman.
Ooh.
You remember Ultraman? The old that old real live action show? I used to love that as a kid too.
I have all those if you ever want a copy of them.
Oh, you got them on
everything that we're talking about, I have everything on DVD.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who watches DVDs anymore?
This old guy. This guy right here. Because at least I get to watch him. Boy.
Yeah, I want to get the entire G.I. Joe collection.
Who do you take, though? Ultraman or Voltron? Because I have one to match that.
I probably still go Voltron. Okay. At least the new Voltron. Old Voltron.
No, don't go. No, we got to go old Voltron.
That's a tough one. I may go Ultraman on that one.
No cheating on the new stuff. All right. Do you take Voltron or Land of the Lost?
Voltron.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Oh wait. How about Voltron or Transformers?
That's tough because there's some good Transformers cartoons and then some ones that weren't so good. As a whole, though, I really liked Transformers, even with the bad stuff. I'd probably take Transformers, but against the new Voltron cartoon, I'd probably take Voltron. But the old one, I'd probably go Transformers.
Okay, I got a good one for you. Knight Rider or the Waltons?
The Waltons.
The Waltons. I'll.
We're gonna throw you off the show. I think.
Yeah, I think we're gonna kick you out of the Waltons.
Night, John Boy.
Yeah.
You know, the only good thing about the Waltons was that Christmas special when the father got like snowed in and then the kid went to go find him. And they just kept on sending people out because of it was a blizzard and stuff like that. It was the thing that spawned the Waltons. It was actually a TV movie. It was always put on at Christmas time.
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well,
I never saw that either.
I bet
I
I bet you Kabuki knows.
Well, fine.
The
Yeah, that is
Bugaboos.
fine. That's all I got to do is have a connection with my peoples. That's all. That's
The
all.
Autonites.
They're just people. They're just.
Hong Kong Phooey.
I liked
Number
Hong Kong
one
Phooey.
super guy.
I did.
Oh, it was so good.
How about Mask?
Well, they had a
Mask?
movie. as a
Oh,
cartoon.
wow.
Remember that?
I forgot about Mask.
But it wasn't
Mhm.
good though. I mean, if you think
I was
about
all
it,
about the toys. Like
They
you
had
only
cool
watched the
cars
cartoon
and
because you
stuff.
had the toys.
Yeah.
and
He-Man.
that's another one. That's another one that just doesn't. It didn't really age well. It just wasn't. You know. Yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, for lack. I mean, just not to be generic, but I mean, it was just kind of like, you know.
Like GoBots.
Yeah, GoBots were not good. It was just not a good show. I mean, and GoBots was around before Transformers.
I know, but Transformers just blew right past them.
Okay, I got one. I got a good
Uh-oh.
one. Definitely more my generation, but
That's right. We
animated series versus X-Men.
Well, Batman
I
the
will
Animated
tell you right
Series
now-
beat all.
There is
Batman.
no cartoon in the world I would ever choose over Batman the Animated Series. It is
Yeah.
by far my favorite animated cartoon series. Period.
BTAS.
But you can't put it
everything.
against X-Men because they were it was a different generation.
But even saying that, still, like I like Batman the Animated Series better than I like any modern and animated series as well.
You probably like it better than any other Batman.
That's probably not.
Gotta be close up there.
That's it's no, you're probably right. Like
only-
other than
the
like if you're not
All right, hold
combining
on.
it, comparing it against
Pete,
comic books,
Pete.
it's probably my favorite Batman.
Batman Beyond or Batman animated series?
Oh, animated
No,
by
Batman the
100
Animated
miles.
Series, 100 miles, a million miles.
Mhm.
There's
Like
no comparison.
that's one thing I need to
was
buy
just asking. I was
because I
asking.
think they just came out on they have a Blu-ray of the entire
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
animated series for like $100. I gotta get that.
Remastered. It's completely and totally remastered too.
You
Oh
think-
yeah, I definitely got to get that.
Oh,
That
what
would
am
be
I-
awesome.
You think I
He's going to
trashed?
show us his fucker. Just got to rub Batman in my dick every day, don't you, Keith?
Oh wow!
What does that even mean? Can we break that down for a second?
Can I go and get my Batman and rub it on my dick?
On in the dick.
The only I'm trying to think of so Batman the Animated Series, let's see here. It hasn't been released yet.
No, it's on Amazon right now.
I'm gonna put my Batman
I saw it at Best Buy last week. I just didn't buy it because my birthday's coming up, so I didn't want
Hold
to
on.
buy it
Wait a minute.
until after my birthday.
Mine's
It's
just
just-
DVD.
Yep, that's it right there.
2,379 minutes of content.
Wow.
Best animated series ever created.
109 episodes. 35 hours of crime fighting.
That's tempting. Because me and my boys were watching that, but we watched that as a family. Then Amazon Prime took it off like a bunch of asshats.
Yeah, the complete
16
animated series
DVD,
Blu-ray plus
brother.
digital is on Amazon right now for $70.99. The DVD version is $46 with Prime shipping. If it wasn't my birthday next weekend, I would buy it right now, but I told my wife I wouldn't buy anything until after.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting two the same present.
No, exactly, and it's on my wish list, so I don't want to buy stuff that's on my wish list when I told her you can get me something off my wish list. So
Yeah, and this is okay, and this is dumb, but like the reason I get it is because it includes digital copy. Because then, like, I don't,
You
I
have a
can,
link to it? I can't find it.
I just typed in the search bar Batman animated series Blu-ray, and
I'll
you'll see the
go.
one for $70.99. and it's a picture of Batman and Robin with two ropes going up a building with the red Batman words on it.
Why don't I see it?
Okay. The chat is like losing their mind over Blu-ray or DVD. Now, here's the thing about DVDs. Okay. There's stuff that you cannot get on Blu-ray yet. It's just like when you were making that conversion from VHS to DVD. Of course, DVD is better. But am I going to be able to watch that really rare creature feature that I couldn't get on Blu-ray and probably never will?
Mhm.
So you always keep your DVDs. And I have a lot of stuff. I went to a horror festival because my daughter had cosplayed as Carol from The Walking Dead because she wanted to go meet her and get her autograph. So I said, okay, I'll take you. I go to the thing, and there's this guy that has this booth, and he is selling everything. He's getting out of the business. And he was selling every DVD $1 a piece. And I'm talking the complete series of, Hong Kong Phooey, Secret Squirrel, Adam Ant. I mean, all this stuff, all the old movies. I mean, I walked out of there. I think I spent like maybe $500, and he threw in stuff. I just said, why don't you just load your whole booth in the back of my, my SUV, which basically he did. And I got stuff that you just can't find. I got this special on Ray Harryhausen, which is, you're not going to find it on Blu-ray. So I still keep my DVDs because these are things that, as an old guy, you remember all that old stuff. And unfortunately, you're not going to see it on Blu-ray. Maybe you will at one day.
Like an original version of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's only on VHS where you can see the actual theatrical cut.
I've got it on DVD.
Do you? Or
Yeah.
did you make your own, or did you actually have it on DVD?
No. They actually sold it. The trilogy, and it was all double packed. So there was like the new version with the crappy shit added onto it, and then the basic version, which hadn't been cleaned up for DVD, so it was like really grainy. So I know what I'd rather watch. Factory Races.
I actually got one of those VHS to that copies over to DVD, the burnable DVDs, and there was this old Japanese superhero movie. His name was Starman, and he used to fight like these stupid ass creatures. I mean, it was something that meant something, so burned it onto DVD. I still have the VHS. It's just, they can never, as quickly as technology progresses, you just can't keep up and move the catalog. There's something that gets lost in each translation. When you go from actually 8mm film, then you go to VHS, then you go to DVD,
then you go from
to
Han
Blu-ray.
shooting first.
Who?
Then you go from Han shooting first. See, it just keeps everything up.
You just lose something in the translation. Something is always going to get left behind.
Yeah, won't see Babylon 5 on Blu-ray because they've lost all the digital copies. It won't convert. Bummer.
Indeed.
Friends, have a good night. I will see you later.
What was the worst cartoon?
I'd say
Smurfs.
Smurfs is probably good one. Snorks.
With your sea Smurfs.
So actually, going back, Keith, before you log out. Here, this is. I'll give everybody mine just because I had time to think about it. I'll let you think about it. I'd like Keith to go next because he wants to go. But so like best Batman's on down, and just like the version of Batman. So it was me personally. I thought about it. I would go, and this is like TV or movies, your choice. And so it would go Batman the Animated Series. Then it goes classic Adam West Batman. And then my next level would be the Christopher Nolan Batman. Next level would be the Batman Beyond cartoon. From there, I go down to I might be forgetting about some of them, but then I would go to like what started off with the Tim Burton, and the only reason why the Tim Burton ones would be higher up if it had stayed Tim Burton and it had stayed Michael Keaton, but those got really bad as it went on with Val Kilmer and George Clooney. So and I consider that all like a group. So that's why that's as low as that is. And then the last one would be Batfleck.
Go ahead, Keith, since you're leaving. I definitely want to chime in on this one though.
I will say I think the best acting and stories are the animated series. Right behind that, I'm going to not even put in a movie and TV. I'm going to put the video games.
Yeah,
that they've
Arkham,
been doing
good
recently.
man.
Well, but you can't leave. The video games are not in the list.
I can't believe it because they're better voice acted than some of the movies.
They
Well,
do.
that's fine, but
And better story.
It's a video game. It's not a thing you watch. It's a thing you interact with. So
Yeah, but I watch
someone else is playing it. You're watching
Okay,
it.
that's fine. But I will go with Nolan movies second.
Mm-hmm.
The Christian Bale Batman, minus the Bane one, which I didn't care for.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to go with Michael Keaton.
This one?
Me and Keith are exactly the
Then
same.
Adam West.
Mm-hmm.
Then the nipple Batman.
Damn, Keith,
but
we
no,
are exactly on par here.
you can't take the Keaton ones away from
Sure, I can.
the nipple. No, because they're part of the same series. This is a series.
No,
we're
I
talking
can take them away because
Well, but that isn't fine. Whatever. But that isn't the option.
because they were so much worse than the Keaton Batman.
That's why. That's why I said the.
That's why I
Keaton
wouldn't count them in with it.
Oh, fine, whatever. You break the rules to just change it wherever you want. So why even bother?
Your rules are weird.
It was my thing. You want to make
I know,
one?
but I'm just putting
You
them
want to
kind
make
of
one?
where
Then go
I would-
ahead.
But dead last, of course, is going to be Batfleck. There's no doubt about that. So
It's exactly the same. It is animated series, Nolan verse, Burton, 66, and then the rest, which would be
if I have to
lumped
play
in.
by Lance's rules, then it's Pete's list.
Well, I only consider the first two Batmans because those are the Keaton Batmans. I consider them separate from the Clooney and Val Kilmer Batmans,
which are still better than Batfleck.
So I consider when I say Burton Batmans, I'm only talking about the first two. The last two I consider just trash, and they're not Keaton Batman. That's what I'm saying. Keaton Batman.
Keith, you're not going to win against the man
I've gotta add
that
something else,
openly over a Star Wars trailer.
Right behind Adam West series is Lego Batman.
Yeah,
Lego Batman is actually really fucking good.
Oh yeah, Lego Batman.
Lego Batman is better.
It is better than the Val Kilmer and George Clooney Batman
It
movies by
definitely
far.
is, and I would put Lego Batman probably after Nolan for me. Actually,
Lego Batman it's fun, and Will
And the
Arnett
Lego
did a
Bat-
good job of being Batman.
yeah, and the Lego Batman movie, just the standalone movie, was a really really good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the Lego Batman movie came out on time too.
I love watching Lego Batman eat his lobster. It was just like hilarious. It's just like bum.
Maui, Chris, Game of Thrones talk will not happen until Saturday night. There'll be a special boom just to discuss spoilers on that. So we're not discussing it tonight. To give everyone a chance
Make
to
sure
watch
you
it.
bring your tissues.
Yeah, bring your tissues.
Like a
'Cause it's
dog
gonna
with
be
a bone
boring.
on that one, aren't you? It's just like you're hoping if you keep saying it, it'll eventually be funny.
No, it's not trying to be funny. It's pretty
All right.
pitiful.
All right, good night,
Yeah,
friends.
I would agree.
See
I would
Richard
agree. You
Young,
mentioning
happy
it
birthday.
1,000 times
Ciao,
is
Pete.
pretty pitiful.
Good night.
Hi, Pete.
Good night, Keith.
Keith.
Night, Keith.
Night.
I got Nolan 1.
But nobody asked you.
Damn, Forrest.
I got animated series 2. I got the original not Kilmer.
Keaton.
Then I got Kilmer.
Really? You like Kilmer?
Actually, I got Lego Batman over Kilmer. Then I got Kilmer. Then I got Batfleck, and then I got Clooney, and then I got nothing. I actually liked Ben Affleck. I thought he was pretty good Batman.
Me too.
Really? I honestly didn't. I didn't hate Ben Affleck as Batman. I just didn't like the movie because I think the story was weak and it wasn't so much his performance as it was the actual movie itself.
Yeah,
Like,
the material
I think
was not very good.
with a good script and better plot points, I think he could have been a fine Batman, but they just screwed that up from the get-go. And it wasn't Ben Affleck's fault.
Yeah, I mean, because Batman versus Superman, that was just, I mean, I thought it was okay, but I mean, compared to other superhero movies, it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
And then Justice League had what, 2 directors, 2 completely different tones. I mean, like you said, it wasn't on him. I think I was really disappointed when he stepped out of it because I think
but
Batman, he could have been.
There was no coming back from those 2 movies. His reputation was set in stone. People thought he was a crappy Batman, more so because of the writing than it was because of his performance.
Womp womp. That's what happened to George Clooney too, except it was the story and his acting.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was too busy focusing on his satellite production than he was his Batman portrayal.
Can we talk about George Clooney some more now that we got Rob on?
I'm not saying nothing. Remember what happened last time? I lost my
Big
internet.
Brother's watching, man. You better be careful what you say about the Cloon.
Freaking Clooney.
He's my favorite Batman, Mr. Clooney. You're my favorite Batman.
You know what? I hate Batman, but that Clooney Batman was fantastic. The rest
That's
of
the reason you haven't got your Kickstarter.
Yeah, probably.
You didn't rank Clooney higher.
I did. Yeah. Maybe we'll get a Clooney Batman figure in season 2. I may get my season 1 by the time season 2 comes out in June.
Oh God.
Man, that's a really good question. Like, I'm looking at the Batman movies now, the live action ones, and like trying to rank them. That's.
I don't think any of them have done any justice to the comic books.
I
I'm with
agree.
you.
Exactly.
Except for animated series. Animated series I would put up against almost any one of the comic book storylines.
Yeah.
Except maybe Dark Knight Returns.
My list of Batmans would be the video games #1. They are the best voice acted, the best stories.
If we're just doing Batman media, I would agree that it would be animated series, and right behind it would be the Arkham video game series.
Yeah.
For media. But as far as comic books, like The Killing Joke and the Death in the Family, those 2 series, and then those 2 are probably my favorite 2 Batman. Year 1 was also really good too.
Year 1 is excellent. Yeah.
See, I feel like Batman would be the kind of series that HBO could fucking just knock out of the park. I feel like hour-long episodes would do better. Like just the way it's structured.
I don't know, because I mean, yeah, I guess if they were big budget, you have to do big budget to really pull off the gadgetry and the wizardry and the everything that happens in Batman. If it's a low budget show, I don't think it works because you have to be able to really show off.
Definitely doesn't work with Gotham.
No, Gotham.
Too low budget.
Gotham, I fell flat for me after like the first season or 2. It got real weird real quick.
Yeah.
The problem is you have so much to compare it to. You know, where Games of Thrones, you compare it to the book. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you tried to do an HBO series, what's going to happen? You're going to compare that HBO series to the Nolan movies. You're going to compare it to the comic book. You're going to compare it to the animated series,
the video game, all of it.
The video game, all of it, and it just never will land where you have that overwhelming viral.
They would have
success.
to hit it out of the park. I mean, they'd have to do everything right. It'd have to have 2/3 fan service with a third of original story, and that's the problem. You have to get a perfect storm of fan service, but come up with something original. Because if you're just rehashing stuff that's already been done, then it'll obviously have a natural comparison to it.
I would disagree with you, Rob. You can compare Game of Thrones to a lot of things. I compare it to a lot of the sci-fi that I grew up with the Kroll and with the Lord of the Rings and with
Just as pure
Conan.
fantasy storytelling.
Yeah, fantasy, medieval story arcs, and yeah, I'd even compare it to Babylon 5 because of the political backstabbing and all the.
Well, it has similarities, but
Yeah.
I don't very seldom do I see people comparing like Game of Thrones to Lord of the Rings. I feel like there's just one's fantasy with a little bit of mysticism, where the other one's like Lord of the Rings has all kinds of magic and mysticism and lore and stuff, whereas Game of Thrones, it's pretty much medieval with dragons
Yeah,
for the most part.
You've got your archetypal heroes, though. You've got your brilliant swordsman. You've got your
Sure.
your kind of scouring thief, which Arya's become. Backstabbing and killing and slaughtering that way.
I just wonder how it holds up 10 years from now, and is it remembered as much as other things?
Game of Thrones, you mean?
Yeah.
I think
I don't know. It's got a huge fan following. I can't imagine that it won't
Oh,
hold
right
up
now.
for 10 years.
Well, no, but here's the other thing, Rob. I don't think you're accounting for this. I am already looking forward to rewatching Game of Thrones with my kids when they're like 16.
Me too.
Like, I can't fucking wait to and I want to like see their face at like the red wedding and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I'm excited to rewatch it with my wife. Like, we've talked about rewatching it, like in a year or so after the next season.
When it's all done, I'll rewatch it too, but my daughter's too young for me to even want to think about that, because by the time she's old enough to watch it in 10 years, I at that point I agree with Rob. I think in 10 years, unless more content for Game of Thrones comes out, it'll be one of those things that I may watch one more time in my lifetime, and that'll be it. I can't see myself rewatching all 8 seasons on a yearly basis, like I would watch all of the Star Wars movies every year at least
Does it
once.
get syndicated like so many other things?
Well, it can't.
It can't
because
of
it's
the
too
sexual
mature.
nature and
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
other stuff. If you were able to pull that out, and not that I care, or I'm making some kind of stance. Oh my God, naked women, guys doing whatever. It will it still stand that's the thing that I think it kind of hurts it from its longevity.
Sure, it's
Because of-
HBO. Not everyone has
because of
HBO.
its maturity.
Yeah. I guess that's why other stuff holds up longer, because you'll see the Lord of the Rings movies on TBS they'll show the original 3 Lord of the Rings movies and stuff.
Look at Harry Potter.
And Harry Potter gets played a lot on cable and stuff. I don't think you'll see Game of Thrones once this last season's over with. If you haven't bought the Blu-rays or box sets, unless it's rerun on HBO, you'll never see it again. So it may fall out quicker than other stuff that's syndicated on normal TV.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it got picked up by like Amazon Prime or something, because I know
it could, or yeah, it could be a Netflix thing that may buy the rights to it at some point, or Amazon or something like that. That'd probably be the only way. It'd have to be a streaming service so that you could choose to watch it, and it wouldn't just show up on your TV one day.
Well, but I think we're also accounting for the fact that maybe in 10 years it's just going to be streaming services. I mean,
that's the way we're headed.
I think so.
There won't be cable anymore.
I hope so, because it'd be a hell of a lot cheaper. I'd rather have $10 a month streaming services than paying $80 a month for cable.
Holy fuck, that Disney Plus! Did you guys see how much that's going to cost?
No, I haven't looked at the pricing yet.
Like $6, right?
Yeah, ridiculous.
That's a no-brainer. That's an easy buy.
They're
going to have all the Marvel, Star Wars movies, and all the Disney stuff for my daughter.
But the reason they're doing that, and they're just going to, that's just to get you in the door. And then
in 5 years it'll be $20 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll have to put up with Muppet Babies for 5 years.
Muppet
Babies. I like Muppet Babies. That was another good one. I like that one.
All right. Muppet Babies or Val Kilmer Batman?
Muppet Babies.
Oh, Muppet Babies. Miss Piggy was hot.
Muppet Babies or Gummy Bears?
Like the food or the show?
No, the show.
I don't even remember the Gummy Bears show.
Gummy Bears. stars bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Actually, that
Okay, that sounds familiar.
Adventure rapid on compare. They are the gummy bears.
I actually remember liking that show. It was a good show.
I
like
remember
that
that theme song. I just don't remember anything about that show.
Let's see what it's.
I like. There was a lot. I remember there was a lot of kind of slightly adult humor, well, teenage humor.
Adventures of Gummy Bears, 1985 to 1991.
Oh, that's why I don't remember much of it. I was in high school during those years, so I wasn't watching Saturday morning cartoons as much.
7.6 out of 10.
How about Dark Crystal or Labyrinth?
Labyrinth.
I'm
Crystal.
not a fan of either one, honestly.
Dark Crystal gave me nightmares.
Gets out of me. Yep.
I was never a big fan of either one, and a lot of my friends loved it. I watched them when I was a kid, and I've never watched them since. Don't know why. Don't think they're bad movies. They just weren't me.
Labyrinth was my RPG. that I
Oh,
wanted
good
to
one,
play.
King Fat. Darkwing Duck. Now that's a cartoon that'd be up there for me. I loved Darkwing Duck.
But Uncle the DuckTales is better than Darkwing Duck.
Yep,
Yeah.
Animaniacs, DuckTales. I loved all those shows. Ren and Stimpy.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Ren and Stimpy was my jam.
Oh, that was my jam. as
Ren
well.
and Stimpy was so good.
It was great.
Do a little bit of research into John Kricfalusi and what a like
Visionary.
he is he's lucky that he did what he did in the era that he did it in, because he had a very unhealthy let's do some research, like a very unhealthy interest in young teenage women, and there was
Teenagers.
no, like 14, 15 years old, and he groomed them and had them live in his house, and
Those are teenagers, Lance.
yeah, those are teenagers, but that is not age of consent. Those are teenagers. It isn't like it's a 19-year-old girl moving into your house. What?
I'm just reading the headline from the New York Times. Oh, that is creepy.
Yeah, do a small bit of research into John Kricfalusi, and there's a reason why that guy fell off the face of the earth.
Mm.
And he's laying low in a bunker, just like.
I remember watching Ren and Stimpy. I used to go to my grandma's house and watch Nickelodeon, and every once in a while she'd come in and watch what I was watching. And it'd be like Doug or Rugrats, but when it was Ren and Stimpy, it'd be like, "Hey, Grandma, you think you can go get me something to eat? You think you can get the fuck out of here?"
Like, everybody remembers watching Space Madness, and it was just hilarious, right? And just like, can you avoid touching the candy-like button? Just like, it was good stuff, right?
Ren and Stimpy was awesome. I thought that show cracked me up more than just about any other cartoon I've ever seen.
Why don't somebody make a board game of that? But it does. Unfortunately, it doesn't hold up.
I haven't watched it in forever. I actually would be tomorrow. I'm gonna YouTube up a Ren and Stimpy episode just to see. I haven't watched it in years.
No,
Do the wrestling one. That's the best one.
the wrestling one's good, but the Space Madness one is excellent.
God.
Like I said, the ones with the happy helmet, when he puts the happy helmet on
Happy, joy.
happy.
I feel like a lot of the stuff we're talking about, other than say like the animated series, the Batman anime, doesn't hold up anymore. I mean, there's some stuff that holds up, but
neighbor's dog. Fix it back. That's in your back. It's log.
Oh yeah, log.
It's big. It's heavy. It's wood. It's log. It's better.
It's good.
You're gonna want it, log. Great stuff.
See, Ray, I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do their voices. Stimpy, you stupid idiots!
Pete,
yeah.
how would you rank the Batmobiles?
Oh shit.
It climbs the walls is the best. No.
Batmobiles. All right. I would say Keaton's Batmobile,
Okay.
then the animated series Batmobile,
Mm-hmm.
then the Tumbler.
No, are you kidding me? You got to go classic Adam West.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean I like it, but I wouldn't want to own it. Like
It's
if I
a
could
Tumbler.
own the Batmobiles, that's the order I'd pick them in.
Tumbler you make your drink in. It was a
Mhm.
Rumbler.
Mhm. Actually, even one of the bad Batman movies had a cool Batmobile. Was it the Kilmer one or the Clooney one? There was a cool Batmobile. I can't remember which one. I actually really liked that. Fuck you, Barry. That Batmobile.
It's gorgeous.
It's not pre-painted, is it? But it looks
No.
like it's pre-painted, right? Because it's
No,
kind
it's
of
the
black.
Yes, the reflection of the matte on it and the red.
I like that they put red glass on it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which is the wheels.
Rewind
I'm
that.
getting ready to paint this one.
Yeah, that's a
That
good one as well.
What's that?
That's the
What's that Batmobile? Is that from the miniatures game?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, that's freaking awesome!
You, Richard.
I'll send it to you. Pete.
Hey,
That is freaking awesome.
I'll send it to you.
Happy birthday.
happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Rick.
Thanks.
You only turn 35 once. So how does
No, 50 years young today.
Oh well, happy birthday, Richard.
Yeah.
it's
I'm
even
signing
a
off in a couple minutes, but it was good to say happy birthday to you before
Happy
I
birthday
left.
to you as well.
All right.
So what'd you do on your birthday?
I took my mom to the dentist. I learned the settings for our new Roomba, which was my birthday present. Nice. And I took a nap.
Attaboy.
Yep. Because I'm 50. Damn it.
Was that
Naps are
after or before the 2 pints of lager that you drank beforehand?
I am a teetotaler. I do not drink at all. I am like Tom Vassell in that regard. Although I don't know why he doesn't, but I don't do it because I come from a family of alcoholics. And I decided early on, I don't really have that much impulse control. I should probably just stay away.
I moved into a family of alcoholics, so I'm still trying to stay away.
All right, so here's my. I did this for Richard. We haven't done our.
All right, I'm gonna say good night now before you get into this because I know what's coming. Sorry, Richard.
Is
Some
it
birthday present
initials?
Lance is giving
No,
you.
it is not initials. It is not initials.
Hi, Pete.
Good night, guys. I'll see you next
Richard,
week.
happy birthday. I'm also going to go.
All right.
Okay, we'll
Good night,
see you
everybody.
later.
My
know what's
timing was
coming.
impeccable.
Oh, hey, Barry. Asshole.
Good
All
night.
right. All right, so here is, and this was a little bit difficult to do, and these might be a little too esoteric for people to grab, but I did before and after, and in veterans to the birthday boy, all of these will have at least something to do with Star Trek, since he says he's such a big Trekkie. So
What's
and you're-
before and after? Is that the thing where you have to mix two names, a half of one name and half of another?
yes,
Okay.
so like.
It's going poorly.
Well, just I'm relying on the self-described Trekkie to get these things right, and so and you can all work together. There's no like there's nothing.
This is a co-op game?
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. It's you all can work together, and you know if you think you know it, you can definitely shut it out. But you know what? So here we go.
All right.
And I only got 10 of them, so this won't take very long. All right.
Okay.
So here we go. The refugee of SETI Alpha 5 performs this famous Gene Kelly number.
So, Gene Kelly.
Con.
Yeah, Conning in the Rain? No. The French Connection? No. Famous Gene Kelly number. That's not even Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly has nothing to do with Star Trek.
It
You're a
doesn't.
liar. You lied on your very first
It
one.
has something to do with Star Trek. It's like so part of it does have something to do with Star Trek.
Let's see. So, Gene Kelly is a famous song and dance man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was Ricardo a famous song and dance man as well? I know he was.
And he
was a
might not be
theater
talking
actor.
about Khan. He might be talking about the actor who played the Phoenix. Because everybody remembers that 80s sci-fi show as well as I do, I'm sure. No.
No.
No, I'm not. I'm sure it's con. It's con
You almost had it. You almost had it, Richard. You were
with the French connection or
No,
con.
no.
All right, so yeah, I mean, obviously it's con, but singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
I don't understand the rules for the game, so
Yeah, well, you're supposed.
What's Con's full name?
Oh, Con Noonien Singh. Oh, Singing in the Rain, of course. Oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah,
That's very
Con
clever.
Noonan,
Oh, I
Singing
like
in the
that.
There you go. So okay. So there you go.
Of
Now
course. I just didn't go the whole 9 yards because
There
it's
you
Con
go.
Noonien Singh. Everybody knows that. All right. That was a good warm up for
Yeah.
nobody but me.
and now I know the rules now. I understand the rules.
The one half of television's first interracial kiss
All right.
caused one of these intense tropical storms.
All right. Well, so that'd be,
Nichelle
Kirk
Nichols.
Uhura, unless you're talking Nichelle Nichols, but I'm sure you're talking Uhura because Uhura sounds like a tropical storm. So Uhura,
Kane.
a hurricane. Oh, very nice.
Yep,
We'll
Lieutenant
get through this
Hurricane.
together, Barry. We'll get through this together. You'll notice I'm getting half of these easy peasy.
Yeah.
Number one is home to New York's largest jail system.
All right. Oh, Rikers Prison. Yeah. Or Riker Island, I guess.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
number one is home to.
It is Riker, and you're talking about Rikers Island.
Well, yeah, well, William Riker's Island. So you have to like.
Oh, I didn't know that. The whole thing is William Riker's Island?
William Riker's Island.
Oh, they never say that in the procedurals. They just say, we're sending them to Rikers.
No. The first part is William Riker.
Oh, you're supposed to say the whole thing.
William Riker's Island. Yes.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. I did miss that part as well. That it's the whole name. Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
The Liberator of Scotland played the Ferengi leader of economics.
The Ferengi economics. So, right. So you're not talking. You're talking. Oh, geez.
William Wallace.
Yeah. Oh, you're not talking about Wallace Shaw. William Wallace Shaw.
Yeah, William Wallace Shaw. There you
Oh,
go.
I like that so much. That's so
There you
cool. Because you didn't go with the character name. You went with the actor.
Right.
Oh, that's an extra level of depth. Nice.
And
that's a really esoteric one. How many people know William Shaw?
Yeah. So there you go.
William the Grand Negus.
Here we go. Here we go. This is the one that I thought of that actually like made me make the list. The best chief engineer also played the first captain of the Enterprise.
Oh, Montgomery Scott Bakula.
Montgomery Scott Bakula. There you go. Because I actually had both parts were Star Trek.
Yep. Very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That came together well.
Tasha Yar sings "Teach Your Children Well" in this folk trio.
Denise Bing Crosby. No, but it's Bing Crosby and it's Denise Crosby. What?
Folk trio.
Folk trio?
Tasha Yar sings "Teach Your Children Well" in this folk trio.
All right, so that's Denise Crosby. I believe that's her actress's name.
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yep, there you go. Denise
Nash.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. There you go. Very good.
There you go. Yeah.
This cat and mouse hate each other 7 of 9 times.
7 of 9.
Tom and Jerry Ryan.
Yeah, very good. And then the second person to play Bones plays the best city building board game of all time.
Carl
Urban. Carl Urban Sprawl.
There you go.
I might have had a chance to get to Anthony with this one.
Yes. This bald captain plays the worst version of Apples to Apples ever.
So Patrick Stewart.
Do it.
A little? No. The worst version of Apples to Apples. That would require I've actually played Apples to Apples. See, that's the one where you.
What's the other game? The Cards Against Humanity? No.
Right. So but you might have meant Picard. Jean-Luc Picard game. No. What was the second half? It was the bald captain.
Humanity.
Yeah, there you go. Very good for us.
Oh, because Apples to Apples is Cards Against Humanity. I see. Yeah. Okay. Having never played either of them because they don't work well for two.
No, they do not. And then the last one, and this is going to be really tough. I think this is the one that I had to stretch for this one.
I'm excited.
Spock's dad sings the most depressing song Gordon Lightfoot wrote about a ship sinking.
All right, so Sarek. Wow.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the original actor. Oh man.
Yeah.
Which is Mark Leonard.
That's it.
So is it all right? And you said it was a Crosby, Stills and Nash song about a boat sinking?
Gordon, the depressing Gordon Lightfoot song about a ship sinking.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not sure I know who Gordon Lightfoot is.
Gordon Lightfoot is a Canadian folk rock singer, and it's his most famous song.
Okay.
And I'll even hum it. It's like if you know the riff, then you're gonna know the song. But if you don't, I thought Barry might get this one.
No, I've never heard of the guy.
Never heard of Gordon Lightfoot, huh?
No. I know the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew this one's gonna be a stretch. So it's you were right with Sarek.
Okay.
And it's like Sarek of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Wow. Okay. Sarek of the record. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. I got the first half. And did you expect me to get the actual original actor?
Wow.
No, I didn't. Mark Leonard is a good pull though. So
We needed Anthony for that.
Yeah, Mark Leonard landed in the way.
Yeah, I honestly I do not know the wreck of the Ella Fitzgerald.
Edmund Fitzgerald. Well, it's a real thing. The Edmund Fitzgerald was a steamer up on the Great Lakes and it like in the middle of a storm, it literally just vanished, and then they didn't find it for years and years and years, and like it basically it was in the middle of a big giant winter storm, and they just figure a big wave just went over the top and sank the whole thing. Like 29 people drowned.
Yeah, sorry, Richard. The only song I know about a drowning boat is Near, Far, Wherever You Are.
Well, I'm glad I showed up in time for that.
You did.
So,
that was lovely. That was the second best present I got today. No, the third.
Oh, thanks.
The third best.
What did your mom give you an $11 check?
No. She insisted on getting a lemon cake, but I think it was more for her than for me because she said I was not adequately showing enthusiasm for my 50th. And so, gosh darn it, there's going to be a cake, and it's going to be this lemon one because
she likes lemon cake.
Yeah.
You can't get to an age where there is no enthusiasm for your birthday. It's just another bloody day.
The nicest thing that happened was when I took Mom to the dentist's office, the very nice young lady at the receptionist office who I've been there several times with Mom. She actually remembered from the last time it was my birthday, and she said, "Happy birthday." I said, "Yep, a big 50." And she said, "Oh my God, really? Wow. You look great." I was like, "Oh, well, thank you. That's very nice. It's been a long time since a pretty young lady ever said anything like that about me." So that was cool. That was the second best. The first best was the Roomba, and the third best was Lance. So,
oh, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that was great. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
I'll try to.
And I couldn't have done it without you, Barry.
You played anything new lately, there, Richard?
These. Honga and Tiny Towns. Tiny Towns is freaking amazing.
Yeah, I got a copy of that in the mail too, and I was like, all right, I'll give this a shot. And I was like, yeah, I was surprised. I was like, I was really, I kind of looked at it and I was like, well, this looks kind of simple, I was like, and that was like, because but yeah, good on them. I gotta play it again. I gotta play one more time. I can't go on one play, but I mean,
yeah. Well, actually, when it came in, I saw it had really simple solo rules, and Jen was still busy. I didn't think we were going to get to play it that day, so I just sat down and I ended up playing it like 5 times back to back, just with a solo game. It's so good. The really, really clever way they implemented it, and then Jen broke her rule because we never play games after like 5 p.m. because we're both just too tired, and our brains are too slow. But she said, no, we'll give it a try, and I mean, she loved it too. I'm calling it. I wouldn't be surprised if Tiny Town makes my top 10 of the year. I mean, there's a long way to go, but it's really freaking good.
It's very clever.
Yes. Yeah, super clever. I mean, it's like it was made for me. I very few things I love more than just being squeezed into a super tiny little space and having to figure out how to make it work. Yeah, probably replace this Warsaw, which was my previous tiling. Make a really tiny little city and deal with the. But anyway, yes, that was really good. Honga. I really like the idea, the gameplay mechanisms, the central, these. But it's such a simple, light game, which it should be because it's from Haba families. But I would love to see this idea put into a heavy game.
Yeah, you need more cards because I think in the game you only take one, don't you? Yeah, one card and then
that's right. You always have one card.
Yeah, I would have liked a version where there's more cards and you've got more choice because sometimes it's you want this resource and you want to do that action. Do you feed the saber tooth in the middle? You go fudge it. No, I'm gonna just get what I want and see if that helps. But yeah, it's a good system. It doesn't work at that kind of level, I don't think.
Yeah, but I think it'd be great to play with the family.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I am coming to you live with a new camera. Do you notice anything different?
No.
Does it look the same as I normally do? Do I sound the same as I normally do?
You sound normal, but I mean, you're a little more in focus than you normally are. It's a little sharper.
Okay.
The picture's a little sharper than usual.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, I can really see the blemishes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
There I go. I'm nowhere feeling good about myself then, physically, but I enjoyed it for a while.
Yeah. No. What'd you get? What's your camera?
It's a Logitech. I mean, for the longest time, I've had this one. Oh, I don't know if it'll reach. This little Microsoft. I forget what it's called. Joel Eddy recommended it, and I thought it was fine. But it's a Logitech. It's actually a Logitech 4K camera, Brio or something like that. And because I thought it'd be nice, but my laptop, whenever I try to pump 480K into it, it says, "Yeah, I can't handle this. I'm going to choke." So, yeah, and so I've probably a bit overkill. I'll probably return it via Amazon because you can do that here, and they won't ask any questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have pretty good return policy.
Yeah.
I'm considering actually getting I've had the same camera now for like 4 years, like my actual like video camera for making my videos, and and when I got mine, it was like top of the line, whatever it is, 5 years ago. But obviously, it's it's clanking along at this point. So I might bite the bullet and drop a chunk of cash on camera sometime soon.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm annoyed by it, I guess.
Why?
Which is dumb. I don't know why I'd be annoyed by it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, probably the camera in your smartphone is better than the one you're actually using for filming.
Well,
right?
Thanks a lot for rubbing that in my face.
No, I mean, as I'm assuming, or I don't know, maybe you don't keep up with the latest smartphones, but
I don't
seems like
normally.
Camera technology is just leapfrogging.
I don't normally, but but my last phone, it exploded on me. I mean, it just all of a sudden it died, and I couldn't get anything to work. So I actually have a whatever it is, the newest Note. I'm a Samsung guy and a Note, but I got the newest Note, whatever that's out right now. Which annoys me because that always happens to me like now, and then the guy always says something. Oh, it's too bad this didn't happen in August because that's when the new Note comes out. Like, why are you? It's just like just staring at him like, hey, yeah, it's like you wanna follow me out to my car and kick me in the balls too already? I mean, just like, why would you even say that to me? I'm already annoyed that I have to like re-up with this company and like give you all this money and just so I can have a phone.
So you signed for another 2 years?
Because you can. Well, what are you gonna do? Pay full price for a phone? I mean,
I always buy cheap ones used on eBay.
Well, not all of us are just these like misers like you are. So just like.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Having to like accept money for your videos, so you're just tossing all of your.
I feel so dirty. But you know what the bad thing I'm doing?
Why don't you just put a stripper pole behind you and dance for me? Dance.
I only take singles. Yeah. The craziest thing. I mean, everybody suggested that I do this, and I can't believe I'm doing it. I'm also now, not in every case, But if somebody comes to me with a game like, oh, I don't think I'm going to like that at all, I don't want to waste any time on it, I throw a $10 evaluation fee. I won't read their rule book unless they pay me to read their rule book. Just because, before I was reading like 20 or 30 rule books a week. It was just absolutely so insane. I spent so many hours on it, and everybody kept telling me, yeah, well, you should, don't do that for free. I'm like, so yeah,
time, right?
I know. Yeah. And yeah, because it takes a long time. And Lance, you cover a lot of Kickstarters. Normally the rule books that come for Kickstarters are the shittiest of the shitty.
I like the ones that don't have any pictures whatsoever, and they're just like, obviously they went to Kinko's and just printed off like text documents, and you're just
exactly
like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's like this thick. I mean, there are times when like I'm not going to say the game, but I just got a game that like I've worked with the person before, and every single game they made I really, really enjoyed, and so we have a working relationship. And I was like, and they said, hey, do you have time for this? And I was like, I always got time for you. You've always been fair with me. And then I got the game. And I pulled out the rule book, and it was like no pictures. It's like I was just staring at how thick the rule book was, and I literally said, "Fucking A." Yeah, I was just. But I mean, it's like at this point I've already committed, so I was just like, well, I guess I'll take an afternoon to read this and like try to parse through it. And it's just like,
it
was just.
I love how obscure the conversation is, but the fact that 3 of us can completely be like, yep, fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then you're just like, God damn it. I mean, it's like, it's just, you see it and it's just like, and the thing was like, usually when I get a game, I'm like, oh, this will be cool. I'm going to read the rule book. I'll read it over lunch day. And I opened it up, I saw it, and I just put the cover back on. I just pushed it to the other side of the table.
Yeah, I've kind of had that as well. I've had one customer send me a game, and I looked at the rules, and then all of a sudden they said, "Oh, actually, we don't want you to do this game. We want you to do this game." It's a rule book just the same size, about 40 pages, and I was like, "Oh God, I've got to get my highlighter pen out again," and not fun. But that's why I demand money up front. Yes, it is work.
I was the last holdout.
I like how you call them customers.
I know. I was actually that kind of. I guess that's true. I mean, my first question was to ask, what do you mean customers? What are you talking about? But of course, you mean clients. I think, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm from the old retail. A customer is a customer. Someone that walks through the door and asks you to do something for them is a customer.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, it's my old English.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a client or a communal something or other. Oh, the brain is not fired up.
We'll go with customers for you. Fine.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so yes.
Wait a minute, though. I mean, actually, I'm kind of curious. What do you mean customer, though? I mean, okay, I understand what you mean, but I guess you're not exclusive to Monolith then.
No. I work with Homeground, Le Boîte de Jeu. Anyone, was it Dark Gate? God,
I believe I subscribed to you. I don't think I've noticed you doing anything other than like the Monolith stuff, or just like your regular, your what do you call them? Well, what's the name of the show? Games Everyone Should, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I just haven't seen you doing other stuff.
I haven't done a lot of videos recently. That it kind of dried up as soon as I started charging. Clients started to whittle down. Yeah, so which is good in a way, because I'm not having enough time to play games, and I'm not having enough time to do videos, and I'm dipping more and more into music now. So yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, you did. You've done soundtracks, right? Or which games?
Seventh Continent.
That's a big one to land.
Claustrophobia.
Oh really?
Yeah. Chronicles of Crime.
Okay.
And I'm currently on Abyss.
Okay, so what does that mean? Chronicles of Crime, does that mean your music plays on the app?
Yeah.
I don't remember there being music in the app when I played the prototype.
No, there wasn't on the prototype. It was
okay.
It was just after Christmas they updated it with the music.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
It's really loud.
At first it was really quiet. Then all of a sudden it's really loud, and now it's too repetitive. So it's, I can't win. I've been trying to convince Vincent to put different music in and do sound effects. I created, ambient backgrounds like an office with a little printer going off in the background, people walking and chatting, and then there's the park, and then there's the home with the old lady and the dead cats. I created all those little environments and sound, and he said, "That's nice, but no, thank you. It's too much money." So customer client. So
that's still, I think that'd add to the game. I think that'd be really cool when you go to different locations. Like that'd be really neat.
Yeah. So the app currently, I assume, doesn't support shifting soundscape from location to location.
No.
Okay.
Which is a shame. Now I've seen him played the game a lot. There's so much more that I want to add on and tweak and change. Audio wise, that it's not within his budget at the moment. So
okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, maybe when he sells another 10,000 copies, you might say, right, let's do this. Let's make this bigger. Anyway, I'm supposed to be giving him a discount next time he asks for a project because I think I overcharged him.
This is Lucky Duck, right?
This Lucky Duck.
Okay. So, but for Seventh Continent, I mean, the Seventh Continent doesn't have an app, so they just did spec music so that people can download MP3s on the website and play in the background, kind of a thing, or?
Yeah. I've also put it on my music site, so you can now stream it direct from Spotify or Deezer or YouTube or wherever. So there's.
Are you familiar with the website melodice.org?
I've heard of it. Yes.
Yes, you should put your stuff on there. Because anybody is, basically, Melodice is just a front end for YouTube playlists for music for games, and as I believe anybody can add, or songs. So if you go to Melodice.org and you go to Seventh Continent, chances are people have already started adding, their own suggestions for ambient music. So you should definitely put yours in there, and then I believe you can upvote and downvote them and stuff like that. So I mean, yours was actually made for the game.
Yeah.
So it should, next time I play, I want to hear your stuff through Melodice because Melodice is all I use because it's awesome.
Okay. And I'm currently working in collaboration with Sirenscape, which is an app which does music background. So I might eventually convert Seventh Continent into that as well.
Okay. So is that Foley work or is that music work as well?
Sorry?
Is that sound effects work or music?
It's both.
Soundscape.
So I create all the effects, the one shots as well as the music. So
okay.
Yeah.
Is it Sirenscape? Is that what it's called?
Sirenscape.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Are you talking about the RPG songs or stuff? Sirenscape?
Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, when we were at PAX Unplugged, they had the booth like right behind on the other side of the curtain of us. Just so loud and annoying. You're trying to teach a game, and somebody had come over to their little push button thing that they're gonna yeah, you're like, all right, so here, let me try to teach Crusaders to you or something. So over here, what you'll be doing is you just put it here, hold on, and it's just like, okay, you can turn it down. I mean, I remember I finally went over there one time and I was just like, it's like, I can't teach my games, and they would be respectful for like an hour, and then somebody would come up. Yeah, it was just it just
pump up the volume. Yeah.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Dance.
Dun, 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 dun,
boogie down, boogie down, boogie down.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
the
they
one.
got that on our system now. Hopefully.
Yeah. I've got a whole day of that now. It's going to be stuck in my head all day.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I haven't done any videos. A lot of videos. It's just
okay.
I do them when I can, when I have the passion. When I play a game and I go, yeah, this deserves a video. Let's show the world. Nobody's spoken about this element of this game. No one's demonstrated this part of the game. Nobody's yeah. But
you're like a British guy living in France. You have that going for you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's your hook.
That's my hook. I burn down cathedrals.
Too soon.
Not soon enough.
There you go. Grievance. I can't believe the amount of media attention that is getting. It's kind of like 9/11 kind of here. But yet nobody died, and it wasn't a terrorist attack. It was just a fire in a building. And they've raked up 900 million euros to pay for the refurbishment. And it's like, yeah, you're going to refurbish a church for 900 million euros. You could spend 900 million euros refurbishing the planet.
Yeah.
But it took a church
or helping all the homeless helping all the homeless in Paris, as opposed to one building in Paris.
Yeah, but it's,
and do it in the name of Notre Dame. Sure, fine.
Yeah.
Be a rallying cry to, well, we've lost the cathedral, but we can fix everyone's lives. For Quasi.
Yeah, just
for Quasi.
Sanctuary.
What a great policy that was, though. Like, you murder your neighbor, but if you can run and make it into the church, you can live there for the rest of your life. They can't come in there and arrest you.
They could give $6,000 to every homeless person in Paris for the 900 million.
Oh, you just ran the numbers.
They just spent it on wine. A bunch of the prawns.
Wine and baguettes.
That guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Wine is so cheap here. Why not? Do I spend 60 cents on a bottle of Evian, or do I spend €1.20 on a bottle of wine?
Damn, that is cheap.
I suppose you're all just a bunch of grape drinking drunks there, I guess. Just like beer's cheaper in Wisconsin than anywhere else. So I mean, a bunch of drunken Scotties.
Oh my gosh!
No, that's nothing to do with it. It's
I'll say that I remember I remember this is many years ago, but I was with a couple of my buddies and we were going to go to a Minnesota Vikings game at the old Metrodome, and when it was still there. And we were annoyed because the bars closed on Saturday night before the game. It was getting close to midnight. We were talking about how we were having a good time, and all of a sudden we saw these people getting up and leaving because we were on the eastern side of the Twin Cities. I don't remember where we're staying. So it's somebody's house or something, so we didn't have to pay because we're all cheap. And all these people started getting up to go, but the bar was open for another hour and a half. And we're like, where's everybody going? And they're like, oh, this is where we're going to go and drive across the border into Wisconsin. And we're like, why? He's like, oh, because the bars stay open until 3 o'clock in the morning there. We were just like, get in the car. Let's go. And sure enough, we went over there and it was basically a big football bar, and there was equal numbers of people wearing their Packers because Packers clothes and Vikings clothes. And yeah, and man, those Scotties, those Wisconsinites, they put it away, and the beer was cheaper there. It was true. Wow. Anyway, that was like 1994, 95, something like that. Ancient history. Those were the days.
So Lance, if you're thinking about getting a different camera, I'm actually curious if you've just got a brand new Samsung phone. I mean, Samsung supposedly, as I understand it, have the best, or pretty much highly regarded as some of the best cameras on smartphones. And if you have a brand new one, I mean, you could potentially switch over to that as your primary filming and up your quality from where you are right now.
I would feel like such a maybe, I don't know, who knows. I would feel pretty
watch your words there. This is my phone, my camera right here.
I don't know. I would feel like I don't know. It probably might be. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a test run on something and see how it turns out.
Yeah. I mean, and the microphones on them are actually they have pretty good pickup as well, in all honesty. I mean, and if anything, I mean, with your current videos, that's probably your weakest part. I mean, your video is okay, but your audio is always kind of a little bit,
You're kind of a little bit.
I am kind of a little bit. It's true, but I bet you your phone would be a marked improvement for both audio and video.
Yeah,
Since you just bought a brand new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind your own damn business.
Richard, give him time to insult you.
I do apologize. Yes.
Yeah. Again, if you can fork out for the sellotape so you can stick the phone to the wall, yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Just new idea. All selfie stick video.
Yeah,
That'll be my new shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Steven Soderbergh filmed an entire feature film on a smartphone, so it'd probably be good enough.
What
movie?
Was it Cellular?
It was a psychological thriller horror movie, set in an insane asylum. So it was a low budget one, of course, but he basically did it to prove a point. Look, you can make a good looking feature film.
He edited it on the phone as well, didn't
Yes, he did all the editing on the phone also. It was 100% done with the phone. I don't know if he had if you plugged an external mic or something like that, if that counts, because you can plug a good mic into a phone as well. Let's look it up. I'm telling you, buddy, you're sitting on turn that frown upside down about your outdated note that you bought and it became obsolete 30 hours later.
Yeah.
You might even have a time lapse button on this new camera, which means videos will be shorter.
Nice.
Nasty boy.
Wait. I don't know.
Yeah.
How was Honga?
Honga's okay. Honga is a really cool idea, but the game itself is fairly. It's a light family game. I mean, you might enjoy playing it with your daughter. It might be really good for that.
Had this conversation 15 minutes ago.
No, I wasn't. I was gone. What's the one on top?
Not gone.
Shut up.
No, you were here. The movie, by the way, is Unsane. Not insane, but unsane. Like the woman is unsane.
Oh, I used to love that band. I remember that band, Unsane. They were awesome. Anyway, what's the box on top?
This is 100 Tori, which is going on Kickstarter next month, and then Honga, Tiny Towns, and then Space Race. These are the ones I just played over the last few days, so I got to start filming them next.
Space Ace or Space Race?
Space Race. Space Race, the board game, which is the board game version of Space Race, the card game. It's a race for the galaxy style tableau builder, all about the space race in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. They're all good. We did enjoy Honga, but it just won't have legs because we don't have kids to play with. This was really nice from Scott Caputo. With Vincent Dutray art. This is very good. But Tiny Towns, I was just so blown away by this. Best game I've played so far this year. Although I think I've only played 4 official 2019 games. But beats Wingspan.
Hey.
There's no eggs. So it's got to be good, right?
Well, there you go.
There you go. So... Sorry, I didn't get here sooner. Is there any chance you could start the show like an hour later, just to accommodate my schedule?
I don't know.
Well, it seems like you always are pretty short on guests for the first hour, and people start showing up half an hour in. Just throwing it out there. We on the West Coast, our families haven't gone to bed yet. When you start at 7 p.m.
I
guess, right? Yeah, because you started at 8.
It's because there's people on the East Coast that are on. Yeah, so it's like we cater to a large variety or whatever.
I like how you say we.
I'm sure you meant the royal we.
So did you see that guy, the guy in Jeopardy right now, the big champion guy? He had a perfect game, which he went 40 for 40 with all of his answers. He didn't get anything wrong, and he won he surpassed his own single game record.
What a nerd!
Yeah, won $131,000 or something like that.
Christ.
in a single game. And like for the final Jeopardy question, like he went into the final Jeopardy question just of course just destroyed was ahead of everybody, and like he wagered like $60,000, just like and like just crushing it, but good for him, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like the Jeopardy people are getting even more. It's like weird how like the Jeopardy champions are even becoming like super, like they're superstar versions of the Jeopardy champions, if you will. Yeah, it's just weird how specific people are getting in their little realm of like perfection and how we're finding these things. The stuff's worth more money now because it used to be 100 to 500 and then 200 to 1,000, but now they've doubled both of the rounds. So,
oh really?
Well, yeah. So
is Ken Jennings still alive? Should get him on there.
Well, didn't they do one with like? Didn't they try to do one with the computer and they played against the computer or something like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering that. So, But no, I was trying to. But yeah. But anyway, that's kind of neat. I mean, I always like watching Jeopardy because if I get one right, then I feel smart. And they actually give you a chance or whatever, because of the fact that they allow you to like you can read it faster than Alex Trebek can read it out. So it's like, so you can read it faster and then you can answer before. So if you know the answer, like you feel smart because you get the answer before the person, even though they're reading it themselves. But they have to wait till Alex Trebek gets done talking and then they buzz in. So I guess I was reading something about the buzzing in on Jeopardy is almost like half of the game, because the people that are on there usually know the answers, except for there's always like the third person. It's like they almost like say, okay, here's Genius 1, here's Genius 2, and here's Mr. like B- C+, who's like in third place, and like he's like, come on, just pick cartoons for 200. But
like
no,
playing Trivial Pursuit, isn't it? It's just like land on the pink. They're easy questions.
So like, but if you watch them, they're like they all like the people will know the answers, and they're trying to click in like right when Alex Trebek gets done talking, because that's like when they're able to ring in. And if you ring in too soon, you actually get disabled for like a half a second or something. So if like you miss it, you're like, and it's like a weird little thing like that. But I mean, so yeah, you get to like feel smart. You're like, what is the Mississippi River? Yes. You're just like, you're all proud of yourself. But I don't know. I used to like watch that. And then was it before? I think Jeopardy was first, and they had Wheel of Fortune second. And I almost thought they did that on purpose. So like, if you did bad in Jeopardy, you'd like, oh, thank goodness it's Wheel of Fortune, or you'd be able to have get a little luckier at those things. But anyway, that's my little travel done. And I miss the Wheel of Fortune thing. Now they just give you the cash, and like if you land on certain things, they like you win a prize or something like that. But do you guys are old enough to remember? Forrest, you aren't probably, but I mean, like people that are listening, they used to have like a showcase, and people had to spend their money on buying the junk in the showcase. Like, oh, I'll take like the chess set for $80, and I'll take the clock for $190. They wouldn't just give you cash, and you had to like buy the garbage that they had in the thing. Anyway, that's enough of that. But I thought it was funny that they made you do that. So you can just, I'd rather just have the money. Nope, you don't get that. Sorry, you got to buy this weird showroom full of garbage.
Apparently, speaking of Jeopardy, Kabuki Kid is ranked 7th in the world in Digital Jeopardy on PlayStation 3.
Nice.
Oh, really? She
Yes.
should come on and play Initials against.
I know,
Andy.
finally, someone to give him a run for his money.
But
I'm getting off for the night. Take it easy.
Aw, Horace.
Oh, see you later, Mr. Bauer.
Tomorrow at school.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the teaching.
Yeah, go shape those minds.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blind
Get him to
Date.
subscribe to Richard.
Yes. Perfect.
No.
Yeah, I have to shoot as well, I'm afraid.
Oh, geez, what people? Richard comes on for his birthday, and everybody just drops out.
I'm sorry, I've got to look after the kids. The wife's going to work soon, so.
Well, I mean, and specifically speaking, I probably have to. I have to get up in the morning, and the whole family, we're going on a road trip, so I got to get up in the morning.
Where are you going?
Nothing major. We're just going to the Minneapolis St. Paul area. It's like a little 4-hour drive, but it's like staying at like kind of a resort hotel that has a water park and other things the kids can do. We just haven't gone out and done anything as a family, and we got we got the extended Easter weekend thing going on. So
Right, I see. Yes.
So
That's cool.
Get out of town, and there's like my daughter found this. There's a pet store in Minneapolis that's close to the Children's Science Museum, which is one of the best like children's science museums in the nation, I guess. Which I'm excited to go because they actually have like I'm excited to go to the Children's Science Museum because they have a retrospective of video games from Pong on up, and you can actually play them. Like it isn't just like, oh, we're going to this little exhibit and they show you, here, look, this is what Space Invader looks like. You can actually go and they have like old coin-op arcade games and you get to play them. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. I mean, it'd be for the kids. But no, but near there's a bookstore that has like all these exotic animals that you can pet and play with. It's like, but it's a bookstore. It's like, and she like read about it. So we're going to that. That'll be exciting. And then I don't know, I'll go to an IKEA and buy a
What
cactus.
games can I fit on this shelf?
Yeah, maybe I'll like I said, I go to IKEA, I'll buy a cactus. They always have those cacti that you can buy. And I don't know. It'll just get out of town kind of thing. We haven't done anything like that in a while. So. But I gotta get up and drive. I gotta get up there early in the morning.
You should drive safely. So get a good night's sleep, buddy.
Yeah, indeed. No. So everybody
sleep fast, buddy.
And Mr. Ham, are you? I mean, I know you didn't dare like pop on when we did our emergency Alaboom or something like that because we were talking about the Star Wars trailer.
Yes, and ironically, I could have easily attended that one.
Yeah,
totally could have.
Did you watch the new Star Wars trailer?
Yes, life would be so much better if we would have been shocked by Ian McDermott's return in the actual film itself, like things used to be. Why do we have to know this ahead of time?
One of the things that I read was J.J. Abrams was stunned that it hadn't been leaked.
Oh, really?
Yet. Yeah, because he said I can't believe because like that nobody said anything that he was on set, and so like it was one of those like he said it would have been awesome to like as a reveal. But there was like no way they'd be able to keep it secret until December. So it was just one of those like, it was a good moment though, right?
I mean, I mean, I guess in our modern world, they did the best they could. It was very well crafted, very exciting. I don't know.
Did you watch the episode did you listen to it? I mean, because I actually like kind of.
No, I did not. I skipped over your guys's predictions about Game of Thrones and Avengers, and I just didn't even watch the other episode altogether.
Okay, well, so then I want to. So if you went and watched it, because we talked about like lots of things, and like one of the things that people were like grousing about was the fact that now here's the Mary Sue that's doing the ridiculous flip in the air, and like why is she like the most powerful Jedi of all time? And I actually
people on this show were complaining about that.
No,
I could have easily answered those questions.
Yeah,
but
I would have easily complained.
But I actually defended it. I said that it is not. It was not a completely as far as like look at how Luke, who like was very very young and is training in the forest, but still was able to like leap out of the carbon freeze thing. Just jumped out.
Yeah, with like a week's worth of training, maybe.
So I defended it, and I thought you'd be happy that I actually.
Good man. I'm right there with you, brother. We're fighting arm in arm against haters.
Yeah. So
I guess my big question is: did the trailer and what it promises do anything to repair the damage done to Star Wars in your eyes?
Well, I heard a very, very promising rumor that
that I don't want to know about, because I'm just gonna pull these out, and then you can wave when you're done.
No, it was a joke. So I was gonna say the very promising rumor that the beginning of it is like Luke wakes up and he's alive, and he says, "Oh, it was a dream. It was a dream, everyone.
That's crazy.
It didn't happen."
I should clearly get back to the rebellion right now because I sense a great disturbance in the Force because I'm not cut off from the Force at all.
I mean, we didn't say this, but sit back and enjoy 4 hours of Star Wars the way it was meant to be told. and then he just says, "Cue the music."
There goes the crawl. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
A new hope.
Yeah.
And then cut to behind him where you see like Johnson like tied up in a chair, and like he walks over and just smacks him or something like that, you know. But no, it was no. But and then did you watch Game of Thrones on Sunday?
I have seen the first episode of Game of Thrones. Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, then I invite you if you want to. Saturday evening, we are going to have another like totally. It's going to be a totally themed discussion about the last Game of Thrones episode because we're waiting to allow everybody to watch it, and then that's all it's going to be. We're just going to talk about what we like, what we didn't like, predictions for the next episode, those sorts of things.
My issue, I do not begrudge you guys doing predictions. I know everybody in the world loves to do it, but I mean, I mentioned this when because I was ready last night to get on, and you guys just kept on going with predictions for hours. It seemed like, and I eventually gave up. Here's the thing: if I engage in prediction type banter like that, the reality of my brain is when the episode or the movie or whatever it is comes around, I will just spend the entire time thinking about these predictions. And if Forrest was correct in his prediction about what happens to Cersei, I'll just be, oh, yep, Forrest was right. And I'm completely ripped out of the show because all I'm thinking about is the real interactions I've had with real people. I've learned this about myself, which is why I just try to stay away from it altogether. So I try to stay away from predictions about it.
What if we didn't do predictions? What if we didn't do predictions and we just talked about the preceding episode?
Sure. I mean, I would love to because I mean, you're very handy because you've got the voluminous knowledge of the books as well to provide a different perspective. Although I guess the books are probably a bit less applicable now, right? Because we're well past. There was like 2 books behind.
There was a meme from like last year or the year before, I don't fear it was, and it showed one of the Davids, and he was just like, and he said, last season, we decided, like we had to, because of the fact that the books were like the books hadn't been made, we had to, or last season we decided to depart from the book's plot to tell our own story. So we figured this season, why don't we just depart from all reality? Just like it was a funny meme. But the best meme the 2 memes I saw that made me laugh the most about the Star Wars one was the picture just of the Emperor, and it said hide and seek champion 1984 to 2019.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like it showed the Solo Lando.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna get my shit back over my dead body, and then the picture of Billy D. Williams smiling. But like I told everybody, I was like, when I watched that trailer and you see the Lennon and then you hear the Billy D. laugh, I was just like, oh, that's nice. I was like,
yeah,
that made me very happy. 79 years old Billy D. Williams drinking a Colt 45 and with his old buddy, it's like
beating up Wookiees.
Just like sitting there, just like hanging out with Chewie, and just what about the fact that you never saw R2-D2?
That did not occur to me.
Yeah.
When did we last see Art? He did. Yeah. I mean, he's really taken a backseat to BB-8, hasn't he?
Yeah. And they had that moment where they both were like next to each other and like whatever that was, and just it's still. And then there's that other little tiny like fish.
Spoiler alert! Come on. Haven't seen those.
Oh, okay. Well, no, like in the trailer, there's that little robot that's next to BB-8, like who looks like Fisher Price's My First Droid or something. It's just like it looks weird. I'm just gonna say that right there.
There you
See,
go.
now here's the
Marcus
interesting
is really
thing.
young.
Just that little earworm you put in, or thought worm of, we didn't notice R2D2, did we? I am now, when I eventually see the movie, going to spend the entire movie waiting for the scene that R2D2 is going to get destroyed. As like his ultimate sacrifice. They almost got him in Phantom Menace, but he had the jetpacks and Revenge
It
of
might be a
the
Where's
Sith,
Wally
and
moment, though.
so finally he's going to die now, and I'm not going to be able to help myself but think about that. And it's like, I don't want that in my brain. I don't want to be thinking about that. I want to go in with as much of a blank slate as I can.
But Disney are thinking about marketing. They're going more into those Where's Wally books. It's going to be in the film now. Where's R2? And they got the Fisher Price line now of little robots, my first droids, and yeah, it's just marketing. It's not a film anymore. It's not a story anymore. It's marketing. Sorry. Goodbye.
I think it's a little too early for a certain robe-wearing grump.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Jedi, and I know the truth.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Very good. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's. I'll send you the invite, and I will tell everybody if you show up, we can't.
Why wait till Saturday? I mean, Wednesday's enough of a window. I've seen it by Wednesday.
But what if you haven't? And plus, I would have probably maybe discussed it tonight. But the thing is that I'm, like I said, I'm leaving town, so
of course, yeah.
So we'll wait till Saturday.
Yeah, send the invite. Send the invite. Maybe I'll make it. I don't know. The later you do it, the more likely I am to make it.
You must have the dirtiest table, because whenever you're talking, I always see you going like this. Like
it's this thing. It's because I have a house full of dog fur. And this is a black tabletop full of little white. It never goes away. It's because I bring it in, because it's all over our couch, and I come in, and it's just I bring it in with me, and then as I just wave my arms around, it just gets everywhere, and it drives me nuts.
You need to invest in a dark green one, because it won't show the dirt as well. And dark green dark green dark green's a really good color for doing filming.
Yeah, I figured I would just went with this black because I got the black shelves and whatnot. It has kind of like a classy look to it, but it is a royal pain in the ass. I do miss my nice white table I had in Malta.
That's what I hear when people talk about Rich Jam and how classy he looks.
Clearly.
Yeah. All right.
New leaf over at 50. All right.
Well, happy birthday again, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And many more returns. Enjoy your trip around the sun.
All right. Can do.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Good night, everybody.